The year 2022. 5 insufferable ne'er-do-wells wipe the sleep from their eyes, clear the dust and condensations from their monitors, and prepare to do again what nobody asked for. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is the future, and this is Modern Escapism. We're back! Greetings and salutations to all. My name is Oodles, the host and compare without compare and master of proceedings. It's a new year, new ME, and joining me as always are my cohorts and co-conspirators. She brings a sass like no other. She drinks like a sailor on shore leave. She once laid an egg of pure solid gold and punched it over a fence for a laugh, and she'll kick your fucking head in. It's delectable Candy Machine.
Hello, darlings.
Hello. Some say that his breath smells of pure aniseed, and he's scared of bells. Others say that he can catch a fish with his tongue. All we know is he's called Stig.
I don't understand any of that. Hello.
Good. He goes by many names. The World Serpent, the Nero of Newcastle, the Idiot Savant, he who walks backwards, Editorissimo, and the Necrodancer of Sound and Vision. It's Gadget.
I think you've basically hit a lot of my favourite games there. Well done.
I thought I would.
I'm fucking last again.
He hasn't written yours yet.
And last, but by no means least,
It's bringing sexy back. Done.
the Sultan of Swing, the Master Exploder, the Southern Solid Snake of Seduction, and a man so virile and potent that looking directly into his eyes instantly makes you orgasm and then turn to stone. It's Biggie.
That's actually on my CV.
That's why you're last, because you get the nice introduction.
And the longer introductions.
Everyone got a lovely introduction. How
I
are you
don't
all
need to
doing?
understand mine.
You don't have to understand it.
I understood everyone else's.
You're just taking it off Top Gear,
That's
that's
a Top
all.
Gear reference. But yes,
That'll be why
it's
then.
2022. We're back. How are you all doing?
Marvellous.
All right.
Rested.
Well,
of cheese.
Well rested and full of cheese. Perfect. So, for people that have listened before, you all know what we do now. We do a little bit of corporate shilling, and the person that shills this would like a few words to say.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Starts with mean to go on selling the Patreon. If you enjoy what we do, then you can head to patreon.com/modern escapism to see the extra stuff that we do. We have 3 tiers on there. The first one is the Modern Escapees. That will get you an extended edition of this episode every week, as well as at least one monthly special and any other specials that we put out. If you are into Dungeons and Dragons, we also do a D&D actual play podcast called Do Dragons Dream of Scorched Sheep. £5 a month, Scorched Sheep tier gets you ad-free early access of that episode, as well as any original artwork that Candy does for the show, any original music and maps and whatever Gadget puts together. And you also get the ability to suggest NPCs and item names. And if you're feeling flush, £7.50, the Biggie Bundle. That gets you everything.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? I don't
This year,
understand it.
it's even bundlier.
Oh, I mean, so we touched on this on the Christmas episode a little bit, but we've already started the year with a special. It's gone out for free this time. Usually those would go onto the Patreon. So
We're like
that's
drug
the kind of
dealers, we'll
thing
give you
you'll
that
get.
first hit for free.
There's a lot of stuff coming up this year that we're potentially looking at doing spoiler specials for. Gadget and Biggie are going to continue Too Fast, Too Curious.
Against our will.
And we're also looking at other ideas as well. So look forward to that.
It's going to be a majestic year. So, again, newcomers, what we do now is what we call the Nexus. Well, we rarely call the Nexus, but it's basically...
We caught that behind the scenes.
Yeah,
It's the first bit.
it's the first bit. It's what we've been up to this week. We are going to do a big Nexus event to talk about what we've done over the break. But for now, what we've been up to, and I kind of want to start with the man who moans that he's always last. Biggie.
Okie dokie. Yeah, just a quick run through a couple of things I've been up to. I started Death Stranding.
Ooh.
Yes.
I
Loved
saw
the
that you
opening
had.
to that.
I saw that you had. I made a strand contact with you, so you might see my stuff laying around for you.
Cool.
Hi, my name is
the-
Sam. That kind of
The
thing.
opening to that was just
Can you do that cross-gen?
Yeah.
Or cross-platform?
I think you can. No, it's not cross-platform. No.
Oh, okay, never mind, 'cause mine's on PC.
No, it's not PC. But I think it can PS4, PS5. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody?
Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I was just wondering whether she could do it for me on the PC as well, but no. Carry on, Biggie. Sorry.
Yeah, no. It's just the opening, fantastic. Really, it's mad, but it's so well done. Brilliant, absolutely stunning.
Gorgeous,
opening.
isn't it?
Madness doesn't stop either. It just continues getting madder and madder as you get into that.
I'm sure.
A lot of people said it's a game where Kojima's had an editor. I don't think he has.
No.
I think he's just been allowed to Kojima at full speed.
That's what makes me laugh about the director's cut. It's like, dude, you're the director and don't cut it.
Yeah, right, what was that?
Why did you cut it?
Your name's all over it. You've got your mates in it.
It's actually a funny old game because a lot of the more beautiful scenes are hidden 20 hours in. You'd think, oh, what an opening. You can't top that. Trust me. It gets
I'm
topped.
sure. Yeah, and I've not got that far into it. I just wanted to start something a bit different.
Honestly, take your
And
time with it, mate. Just
I will,
at your own
and
pace.
I liked it. I just like the little bit of the cargo run that you do early on.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of a bit of what you have to do, and different. But really liked it. Just really impressed with that. There's not many games that I would say actually have those massive openings. That I just thought that was stunning. I thought it was really well done.
I tell anyone that's starting it to set aside a good sort of 3 hours when they're first starting, because
Yes.
there is a little bit of gameplay, but it's mostly just watching, isn't it? It's like sort
Yeah.
of a movie, essentially.
But it's done very well. Really, really good. Finished Loki. These guys have been on my back about that.
yes.
Thought it was shit.
What?
No, it was really good.
Shit,
Really,
myself.
really enjoyed that. So yeah, looking forward to whatever they come up with next. Great ideas, very funny. And again, different, very similar to One Division. They just, TV specials seem to want to do things a little bit different to the movies, which I really enjoy.
Do you agree with what I thought about it? That there was I think it was 2 episodes that just felt like Doctor Who episodes.
Yes. Me and Stig said the same thing.
I know
Yeah,
which ones you
yeah.
mean as well. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to say.
There were episodes
Just at
that-
one point,
that
it's
barely
really
have
hard to work
exist.
out what on earth is going on, and then it all makes sense all in its own weird way.
I'm not wanting to get into spoiler territory, but how did you find the last episode? Because it's very different to a lot of, especially MCU stuff.
Very different to the rest of the show, to be fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It's a Tarantino
Did
dialogue
you like that?
episode.
I really liked it. I've heard people say they hated it because it was just they found it really dull.
Just chatting,
But
innit?
I was
Yeah.
really into it. Like,
Yeah,
How did you
I
find
liked it. I just thought it was really smart. The whole thing, just all the characters were great. The production as well. The money they put into that, you can see they took it seriously. It was.
Wait till you watch
just really-
Hawkeye, mate. That looks even better.
Yeah, I just didn't have any issues with Loki as well. And I'm sorry it took me that long to get around to it, but I wanted to get onto it because I also saw Spider-Man,
Did you?
which we have discussed. And again, awesome movie. So I just like the way things are linking. And it's just interesting to see which direction the movies are going. I saw the Doctor Strange 2 trailer. And just really excited to see that. The main thing I want to talk about is Battlefield 2042.
Oh, is that still a thing?
It's up to you. To be honest, I dropped off it straight away because I wasn't impressed.
The rest of the internet.
I was going to say
They
Battlefield
had
4
lots
is in rude health at the minute.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, they have patched it. It looks much better than it did on launch. There's obviously work still ongoing. They've already said that they've still got work to do. But what my mate and I, the biggest thing about Battlefield 2042 is it really is squad-based. So if you're just playing it on your own, unless you're going to open your mic up, then you're going to struggle because it's not much fun. But when you actually get your mates playing it as well, it opens up. It then becomes what it's supposed to be, a squad-based shooter, but you've got the banter with your friends. You've got the new areas to get your head around all the new equipment and the way it all works, which some of it works, some of it doesn't. I get all that. But then you've also got the portal section as well, which is the best maps of Battlefield, which is kind of the thing that I actually have always wanted. And they're great fun. We had a lot of pleasure in going back to those old levels and having memories of what we did there at the time and running around with the new look, and had a lot of fun. Yeah, just really enjoying those moments of Battlefield which make that game special. There are issues with it. I know there's more work to be done. There's some cool new features, like you can change your sights on your gun on the fly. So there's an option that you can just hold down a button and it brings up whichever gun sights you've unlocked. So you don't have to change your weapon. You can just literally change the sights on the fly, which is really cool. Lots of people can revive, but as normal, lots of people just run past you when you're dying going, help me. And it's like, it's a squad-based game. Why are you running past me? Fucking revive me.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah, it's very frustrating.
Literally had it the other night playing the game. There was a medic. Like, so you can, in Battlefield 5, you can revive anyone from your team. You don't have to be a medic. But you can only revive people in other squads if you're a medic.
Yeah.
And I'm there dying, and there's a medic next to me shooting, and I'm there going, revive me, and he's just there, and then he just runs off.
Yeah.
Surely
like, why are you a medic if you're not going to help
exactly.
your team out?
It's so infuriating.
These medics would have sworn by the Hippocratic oath to save people and be a good doctor or nurse.
The thing is, it's generally the idea of the game is it's objective based. So if you wanted to get those objectives, I appreciate if you're under cover, you're under fire, whatever. But if there is a moment, like Sticky says, the guy then decided to run off, you then could have turned around and fucking revived him before he did that. So yeah, there's moments like that that are hard.
Just play all the games, mate. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, we're enjoying it. We're enjoying it. There's things that are really weird. The scoreboard is missing, so you can't actually see how your squad is doing.
That's weird.
That's weird.
But the whole scoreboard is missing, so you can't see who's getting the most kills.
Why?
They've removed Rush as well for some queer reason. Like, why have they taken Rush away?
Oh, it comes around in a loop. It's like one of those sort of
No, they've
weekly
removed
events.
the game type from it now.
I thought it was still there.
No, but I read that they'd removed the whole game type.
I don't understand these these touches
We're
that
not
these
playing it
devs
anyway, so not
believe
that
they
bothered.
should implement into games. Like, it's like saying, oh yeah, there's no team deathmatch on like Halo. Imagine not having a team deathmatch on that. It's like some of it's bread and butter of why people love it.
Yeah.
Makes no
But
sense.
the UI is very clunky. It's a bit hard to get your head round. Like some of the options when you want to change mods and stuff like that are completely different when you're out of the game, and then when you're in the game and you're trying to change things around, it's all completely different buttons. Very fucking weird. But we do feel like there's something there, and I think there's been some changes behind the scenes with that game. So maybe some better fixes will come. They've still got like the first maps of the Battle Pass to come out at some point, so it'd be interesting to see what additional maps they drop from the older games, if that's what they're going to do.
It's a live service game, so it will evolve to become great, surely.
It may still need a bit of reviving itself, but we'll see where it goes. But at the moment, we actually are quite enjoying it.
So I pretty much bought a PS5 off the back of the trailer, the launch trailer.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
I remember you
yeah.
buzzing on it.
For the last 5 years, I've played Battlefield on the PlayStation with some friends. Played a shit ton of Battlefield 1, quite a bit of 5, and I dropped off it a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of went back into playing more single-player games.
Same.
And they've dropped off it. So these are ardent Battlefield players who were really into it, and even like the biggest defender of like the rubbish stuff, he's just dropped off it, and they're just back to playing 4, 1, and 5. And they're just saying, well, wait, if it gets sorted out, it gets sorted out. But a lot of them are really kind of upset about it. And
I get that. About,
EA
have fucked up completely. I totally get all that. And I think it'd be interesting to see if they do fix it to a point where those people will come back. We're willing to give it a bit more of a go at the moment. But I get all that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we're all Battlefield fans as well. We're just trying to see, we can see some glimmer of hope that there's moments that remind us of what we like about this game.
Yeah.
But,
I played 5 again on Friday night, and I just had a great time.
Yeah, and that's what it's about. I mean, funny enough,
3 times in a row.
A friend of ours, Ben, he did a bit of research to do with some of the settings, and he found this really cool setting about tweaking all the different aiming bits and bobs, you name it. But it's an absolute game changer.
Aimbot,
yeah. I did that with
Oodles, don't you aimbot?
Always be
I went
aimbotting.
and found did a bit of research on what's kind of the best there's so many options in Battlefield. It's ridiculous.
But it's absolutely changed how I play. It's amazing, and I'm getting a lot more kills than I was struggling with the way it was playing. But now I'm getting much more fun of it. So that's a massive game.
Was it a
changer.
full price game?
I won it on Twitter. So
I remember. Yeah. Even better.
So my mate was waiting to see what had happened, and then I said it's not that bad, and I think I got him for Christmas.
I can't see him abandoning it. I reckon it'll flourish.
But it is disappointing, and like Sticky says, it's a massive name, and
huge.
Everybody gets so excited. That trailer really did make me want that game.
Mate,
so
even I
much.
played Battlefield 4. Do you know what I mean? I don't play these games,
and they've been fantastic. But yeah, I think EA have really destroyed what DICE have built up as a reputation for that game. And I think there's a lot of work to be done to get that back to where it was.
A different team, I think, developed this compared to the last 3 games. So
yeah, we'll see. And yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about was I did Christmas dinner for the first time in my life because my wife isn't around.
Oh yeah.
And I just about pulled
Make
that
that
off.
sound
but
less
it worked.
ominous, why don't you?
Yeah, for people listening, she's abroad. She's abroad.
For those that know, yeah, she's abroad seeing family. But yeah, it's just she's normally the cook and I sort of assist. So actually being responsible for everything.
Did you have Yorkshire puddings on your Christmas dinner?
Hell yeah.
Good man, because there's this Twitter brigade that are saying you shouldn't have Yorkshire puddings.
We do.
Yeah, I don't get that at all. They're wrong. They're wrong uns.
Yeah, but Stig, you're allowed not to have it.
It's not a Sunday dinner.
Yeah, but you can have Yorkshire puddings every day at week because you live in Yorkshire. Down in the gravy
mines. Have you seen
mines.
my Christmas dinner, though? There's way too much to go already. I can't be doing with Yorkshire puddings on top of that.
I just like them as bowls. Just edible bowls.
Fucking Christmas dinner.
Fantastic.
Not to toot my own horn.
Homemade stuffing, the chicken, the beef. Beef Wellington we had.
Yeah,
as
I
well.
made ours, but I always do. Believe it or not, even though I don't eat the meat, I make the meat. And I'll go, well, come and test this. Is it good? It smells good. But yeah.
Is chicken supposed to be pink?
Yeah. Oh, it's an actual pink chicken. I got it special.
It's rare.
I've cooked it medium rare for you.
What's the chicken staring at me?
Excellent.
That's it, dude.
I'm sure you've got more to say on our Nexus special that we're going to have for patrons. So we'll move on to the newly permed Stig.
Excellent. I have done a couple of things this week. First one I want to talk about is I read a Marvel comic for the first time in my life.
So proud of you. I'm so proud.
Which,
Get in.
considering how much I love Marvel TV and cartoons and the films and stuff, it's weird that I've never read a comic.
Too busy playing rugby, boy.
The most comics I've ever read is the Beano. Just read the Beano every week when I was younger. Like, that's it.
Hey, there's some good Beano arcs.
Yeah,
back in
so
the past.
the first one I decided to read was the setup basically is that I got my daughter a new tablet for Christmas and her old one is a Kindle Fire, so I wiped it and got the Kindle Unlimited trial. Downloaded some comics and started with Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man from 2015.
So good.
And I finished that today, actually. 243 pages worth. But
then
it confused me when you went on to the next one and it had him and Peter, a comic about him and Peter. It's something else.
It's because there's been things in between, that's why.
No, whatever this one is it's different.
Yeah.
So I need to download or buy the book 2 and 3.
Yeah, there are codes on some books as well to get, especially past books that let you know which order they're going and stuff like that. Because as Biggie knows, it's usually every week for a lot of these, and 2015 was many weeks ago.
Yeah. Well, this is all right.
Crossover titles.
You kind of you get it all in one, so you get the full run,
the omnibus
in like in the one book. So I've got book 1, and then there's book 2 and 3 I need to get, but they're very expensive.
They are, but they're beautiful.
Yeah, so I need to weigh up whether I want to.
They are a lot cheaper, especially like non-special ones, just to buy from eBay physically, just a box of them.
Yeah,
they tend to be really cheap, especially from like 2010 onwards.
See, I downloaded like all the classics as well and started flicking through them, and I was just like, I don't really like this style.
The Golden Age, yeah, it's not that good.
Yeah, so I don't think I'll bother with them. I might just go with the more modern ones.
Yeah.
I've downloaded. What else have I downloaded? I've downloaded some other Spider-Man one. I've downloaded a Hawkeye one and Hellblazer, which is a Constantine one.
Hellblazer's so good.
I was just going to say, you definitely want to spread your wings a little bit and try some of the other titles.
I think you should go for some
Not
graphic
just
novels as
Marvel.
well, like Watchmen
Yeah.
and
Big time.
Sandman, stuff like that.
Get some Judge Dredd
Watchmen
on the
will
go.
blow your mind.
Judge Dredd.
The only criticism I have about the Miles Morales one is that it flitters a lot between things. Just the transition between one you hear, and then all of a sudden you hear.
That's how Spider-Man books have always gone. They're very fast readers.
Exactly. There doesn't seem to be anything in between. It's just like, right, we're going from. It's really fast paced, and I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
the main difference between Marvel and DC.
Coming to it new and
DC books are very like slow and methodical and sometimes boring. Marvel ones like whip, as big as
I think
big as a test.
I think the thing is that I'm used to reading anything I do read is a novel.
Yeah.
And you get from one place to another with a lot of detail and a lot of time. Whereas this is, Uncle Aaron is in Mexico, and then the next scene is Miles's kitchen with his mum.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like it, but it's instant like that. There's no real transition.
Do what I mean, I don't know if Biggie ever did this, but what I did when I read comic books, physical ones especially, I'd read through the narrative fast, and then I'd go back and analyse the panels individually. You get a lot more out of it that way.
Yeah, because as the comics got influenced by movies,
Yes, they did.
then you started getting all the really technical camera angles, but in a comic, and some of the artwork is just sublime because basically all a comic book is basically a book, but having it illustrated for you, so you don't have to use your imagination.
You don't have them Tolkien-esque describing what a wood panel looks like.
Yeah, but then it's just the fact that the artist has taken whatever the writers provided, and then it's just like they've combined their heads together to think how it should look. And yeah, some of the artwork and
You'll start
as I say, the
recognising
camera angles are incredible.
Yeah, you'll start recognising your favourite writers and your favourite artists, and sometimes if like a writer and an artist may never have collaborated, but when they do, it's just worlds colliding. It's the best thing in the world. It's just incredible.
Totally agree.
It's also a thing I've got to get my head around the fact that this is everything in the Marvel universe within the comics isn't MCU.
No.
So when they start mentioning mutants and other characters that haven't been allowed in the films because of licensing things,
Yeah, why is Mr. Fantastic here?
that's fine. But it does do that thing where I had a bit of an issue with one of the Batman animated films I watched recently, where random characters from within that universe just happen to turn up for no reason. They don't really add anything for the story. They're just there.
Fan
And you're
service.
like, what's the point? Why are we dealing with this character now? Why are we suddenly having him meet Iron Man for like one panel, two
no
panels,
reason.
and then you never see Iron Man again?
I mean, if you think about comics, and particularly with something like Spider-Man, where it's set in New York, and you think how many superheroes are set around that place, how busy would fucking New York be with superheroes flying and smashing shit up?
Throw a stone
every
and you
day
hit a
you go to work.
superhero.
You know, for fuck's sake, they smashed that building.
Very prejudiced towards mutants in this comic run.
They are in all of them. Nobody likes mutants.
No. But yeah, that was the one thing I finished this week. So looking forward to kind of delving into some more comics and continuing that run. I have liked Miles since playing the game and watching Spider-Verse. I think he's a really cool character.
A great character.
So I'm interested in reading more of his stories.
No, you've seen the movie, you played the game, you're reading the comic.
Nerd.
You need to buy the t-shirt.
Yeah. So the one thing I want to talk about, main thing I want to talk about, is one of the weirdest films I've seen in a long time.
Uh-oh.
But one that I really loved. And it's called Annette.
Annette as in the name or Annette?
Yeah, the name Annette. So this is a film directed by Leos Carax, and it is written by the band Sparks.
Oh.
The music is it's a musical. It's by the band Sparks. They did the story and the music and everything. I'll read you the synopsis. Incendiary stand-up comedian Henry McHenry, played by Adam Driver, and an opera singer Anne Defranno, played by Marion Cotillard, are in love. But their bond is tested when his career starts to dip and hers starts to rise. Perhaps their newborn baby, Annette, can rekindle their passion. Except that she's made of wood.
What?
Wow.
Pinocchio.
Bit of a curveball there.
Yeah, just a
So
bit.
she gives birth to a wooden child. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I'm going to watch it.
Yes. So
Let me speculate.
Splinters.
this.
Oh, no.
I have to say, you were starting to lose me a bit there, but when you said wooden child, I was like, hey, wait, what?
I'm in.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird, strange pop opera. It even to the point where certain scenes in the film are framed in a way like it's happening on stage, so it looks operatic. Yeah. The whole thing's very Shakespearean in its storytelling. It's basically musical, theatrical, opera mismatch. Some of the music is like super quirky and playful. Some's like dead straight and dirgy. Some's overblown, operatic. I can't really stress how much the music is different in this film.
Is Adam Driver singing?
Yep, he sings a lot.
I'm singing. I imagine he's got a really deep voice.
He's a very good singer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
He's picking some really interesting roles, isn't he, since
I love him.
Star Wars
I love him. I think he's brilliant.
Yes, I do. I think he's great. It's like no other musical I have ever seen in my life. There's some spoken word in the film, but a lot of it is told through music.
Cool.
Which doesn't always work. So you have people kind of having a conversation but singing to it, and it's just like a regular conversation. So the words aren't rhyming or anything; they're just being sung.
That's a pet peeve of mine with some musicals. I
bit like the Diana one, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Nothing's that
good. That was so good, though. I prefer the sort of hybrid ones where it's song and then dialogue and then song, because I think like Phantom of the Opera also suffers with that a bit. There's like, just say it. Don't try and put it to a tune, because it makes it worse.
Phantom of the Opera
really
suffers
doesn't
with many
in this
things.
film. It really doesn't.
It's very
It works so well. Some of the songs are really great and catchy, but it's just so bizarre. Like, it's one of these films
bear in mind
that...
Sparks were a band in the 70s. It's expected they're going to be bizarre. There was a lot of
Oh,
cool
yeah,
kids.
they're bizarre as well, aren't they?
they've always been weird.
Music is... But it's very much one of these films where I can completely see if someone said this is terrible, I absolutely hate it, 1 out of 5 stars, or someone would say this is 5 out of 5. It's that end of the scale.
Right.
Like, it's brilliant. But it's a raw messiness to this, and it's grown on me over the last few days since I've seen it. It's magical, bizarre, memorable. The film is very poetic with its lines. It has wonderful imagery, specifically the opening segment. There's a conductor segment, a scene on a boat, and the finale. All of them are really well done and really brilliant and will really stick with you.
Is it something that you'd play as a soundtrack? Like you're a Hamilton man, aren't you? You're singing that in the house.
No, there's probably a handful of songs in there that are catchy like that, but a lot, like I said, a lot of the other music is kind of talk. They're just talking to each other and setting the scene and things, and I don't know how to describe it really without. I just have to say, just watch it because it's so odd. But if you just have a listen to the opening section, it starts with the band Sparks in a studio and the conductor's there and he says, "So may we start?" And then all of a sudden they just start singing about, we're going to start the film, and they're singing about their fears of people not getting the film or not liking the film, and all the budget was enough, but it's not enough. And then all of a sudden they all walk out. Yeah, it is. It starts really meta, and then all of a sudden they walk out. And they bump into Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard, and then it shifts from them to their characters and into the film.
Oh.
But I would say, go on YouTube and have a look at Annette, so maybe start and listen to that.
I'm just going to watch
really
it. I love a musical, mate.
It's a really good tune to get you going, and if you aren't in with that song, then you will struggle with the rest, probably.
Should we open our next pod that way?
I've already said we should do a musical episode, and you all said no.
Because I can't sing.
Exactly.
But Adam Driver, I've said, he's brilliant in this film. He's just outstanding. His character stand-up routine is like nothing you'll have ever seen in real life. It's proper enthralling. I loved how they had the crowd interaction, heckling, chiming in on time with his singing and comedy. So the interactions between him and the crowd are in perfect sync. But as his star starts to wane and like drop, and he starts to kind of change his stage show, that connection starts to falter as well. It's very well done in terms of how in sync he is with the crowd, and then he all of a sudden isn't. As I've said, like Annette, she's a puppet. The puppetry is very well done. And I think I've touched on this before in here. I've certainly touched on it with other people I've talked to about films, and that is, I don't like stuff that's weird for weird's sake. Do you know what I mean? Like when it's just purposely going out to be super weird and there's no point to it being weird. But like this works.
And Mighty Boosh is great.
I like the Mighty. That's weird though, because I do like the Mighty Boosh, but in certain films, sometimes I just think, why are you doing it like this? It doesn't.
Some of it can be too try hard, can't it?
Yes, exactly. But this might seem too try hard to some people, but I think it works. There's a very good reason Annette is portrayed this way. Underneath the weirdness and bizarreness is this beautiful, heartbreaking tale. It's underlying father and daughter relationship stuff that comes to the forefront. I won't go into that because it's a spoiler, because it starts getting towards the end, but it kind of hits you hard and leaves you ruminating at the end. And it could quite easily bring up real life trauma for people.
Oh, wow.
Who are watching this.
I was just laughing, thinking, not that, but Candy's...
laughing at trauma.
Candy's original reaction. Can you imagine them selling that at the boardroom meeting about getting the funding for this movie? so yeah, they're having a baby, but it's a wooden...
See, I thought that I knew where that was going, and it wasn't at all. And I was really surprised.
I just looked it up. It's a Cannes film darling, isn't it? It was at the festival, and people loved it. And like you said, proper split down the middle.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This movie is pretty unapproachable to most moviegoers, and my feelings it's like I said, it's weird, bizarre, like a fever dream, but beautiful and sensitive.
And it's on Amazon.
And it's on Amazon, so it's available to watch on Prime if you've got that, I believe, or Mubi. It's on one of them.
Yeah, you can get a free trial on Mubi as well.
Yeah, but if none of that sounds your cup of tea, there is a musical number in both a sex scene and a childbirth scene. So you know, what? You might be into that.
Whatever floats your boat.
I'm in. I am.
Adam Driver sings a love song while he's going down on her.
Nice.
Don't let the sun go down on me.
I usually just get the alphabet.
Don't love.
Honestly,
is it me you're looking for?
I can't stress how weird and wonderful this film is, and there might be people who listen to that go, I'm going to give that a try, and then watch it and hate me for like recommending it. But I fucking loved it.
Bring it on. That's what you want to say. Bring it on.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Excellent. Annette. Yeah, I've already put that on my to-watch list. I'll probably watch that tomorrow, actually. Excellent. Excellent. Brilliant. Thank you for that. Candy, you've been up to?
Well, I did a lot of rewatches over Christmas because I went to stay with my mum. She doesn't get to go out to the cinema, and she doesn't really do a lot of binging. So I rewatched Squid Game with her. Watched No Time to Die, and watched Last Night in Soho, which I assured her was not a scary film. And then I realised that actually, yes, it was much more scary than I remembered. So I did her dirty on that one, but she seems to enjoy it anyway. But yeah, over the Christmas break, and obviously time stands still over Christmas, so I don't know exactly what I did when. Watched The Witcher Season 2. I'll go into it more on our special.
Yep.
But I felt a little bit deflated with it.
Oh.
I couldn't help but feel like, don't get me wrong, there's things that are much better in it. I also feel that it's kind of lost that spark a little bit, and there's a few things that I think they did worse, and I just found it just a little bit more, a bit more boring, and yeah, just having lost that spark a bit. And
not enough boob, is there?
There's barely any boob or Todge. So for me, it's a 1 out of 10 because of that. But I really
literally
unwatchable. It's just Henry Cavill seems so passionate, and if you've seen anything about the series, he adds one particular scene that he insisted on doing, and I won't get into that because it is a spoiler, but he knows the book so well and he's so passionate about it. I'd love to see him come on as maybe a producer as well as an actor, or certainly just have a bit more say in what happens, because I think some of the things that were changed in the series is maybe not something he's particularly thrilled about over a few things that I've sort of read between the lines, but yeah, about what I think he wouldn't have made the changes that have been changed, but that way. So yeah, a little bit disappointed. Didn't hate it, just wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Second thing I did, I finished Shift, which is the second book in Hugh Howey's Silo series.
Never heard of it.
No, we may have spoken about it once or twice before. Absolutely.
I think we're sponsored by it.
Oh, but it's so good though. To start off with on this one, I struggled a little bit because it's a real change of pace in the first part of the book. But it is so good as it goes on, and it just goes better and better and better. And I actually think I prefer it to Wool as well, which is the first book in the series.
Nice. I just literally finished Wool this week. So
do Shift. It is good. It's a kind of a prequel, kind of not. But yeah. I also read the graphic novel of Wool as well, which is the first book.
That's probably where I'm going to go.
Yeah, well, it's very abridged, but it's pretty fun. It's good to see the way it kind of looks the way I imagined, like it's all quite dark in the silo and everything. But yeah, essentially it's just a kind of a roundup of the story, but it was really fun to read, having read the actual book first.
Ooh.
Watched Death to 2021, which is...
Yeah, I did as well.
Charlie Brooker's yearly roundup, and he's the person that's responsible for Black Mirror, and they're not doing Black Mirror at the moment because life is depressing enough, is what he said.
Did he do Death to 2021?
I think he's a producer, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been a producer on both of them.
Yeah.
But that was fun. Just absolute piss take of everything that's been going on.
Hugh Grant's a good sport by playing that particular role in it as well.
He knows what he's doing, doesn't he? He knows
he's
what
having
he's doing.
So much fun this last few years.
What's it on?
Netflix.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll check that.
Now that he's not like the floppy-haired love interest, he's getting on. He's like, right, I can just
do whatever the fuck I want.
Any kind of role I want.
You know what? He's actually a really good actor as well, isn't he? When he's not playing that same role.
Yeah,
he is.
Like Matthew Hogmanay.
He's good in Gentleman.
Gentleman, he's so good in that.
So,
that's
Paddington
right.
too.
Yeah, I think that Death to 2020. I like the Karen woman. I don't know her name, but she's an absolute Karen, and she's incredible.
I think she's actually called Karen.
Oh, right. She's incredible. She's like, no, I weren't at the White House. We've got photos. She's going there, fuck you. It's so good.
I also watched a channel, I think it's a Channel 4 thing, called The Outlaws, which is a sort of comedy drama based in Bristol. So it was nice to watch all the places that I know. And strangely starring Christopher Walken amongst these local Bristolian actors. Oh, he hasn't retired yet.
Oh, I thought he were dead.
Hanging in there. No, he's hanging in. Hasn't collected his P45 from life.
Not retired yet.
No. But the main thing I did was I binged a series it's a Dutch series, and in Dutch it's called Nissa, or Nissa, and in English it's called Elves. And I think it's a 6-part Netflix series.
Hang on, so Elves in Dutch is called Lisa?
Nissa.
Nissa, like the shop.
N-I-S-S-E-R. Yeah. And that was fun as well, kind of a horror, kind of a spooky Christmas
Some of them Dutch
thing.
things are incredible though, aren't they? Them European stuff, there's some beauties.
So, but this one's really worth having a watch of. It is, I mean, I almost want to say save it till next Christmas because it is based over Christmas, but no, it's fun. If you get a chance to watch it, just do it because that's good. And that's it for the kind of the things I've been doing, but I also made sort of a resolution that I want to start to learn how to make games this year.
Oh.
Yeah. So I kind of come to terms with the fact that Todd Howard's not going to hire me just on my pure beauty.
And the hotel encounters that you've had with him.
Well, you know how it is. Hopefully he'll kick me over a desk one day, but I can't have it all. There it is. So I'm going to try and learn Blender and Unreal Engine, and they're both actually completely free if you don't want to publish anything.
Fucking brilliant.
Gonna have to play at that and devote a significant amount of time.
Well, you are a fantastic artist, so you've already got your foot in the door.
Ah, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
But hopefully it'll transfer, but that's something I'm looking forward to doing this year.
Oh, the first Modern Escapism published game.
Oh, that reminds me, something that I did try out was the Unreal Engine the Matrix demo that you guys talked
Mental,
about?
innit?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I had to walk around the city.
Oh, Stig actually got to the city.
Yeah, well, my tea was ready.
It's more important. I agree.
It's massive, isn't it? I didn't expect
Yeah.
to be able to go that far.
Very
The only
smart.
thing, actually, I will say that was a little bit disappointing was when you fly past the buildings, there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
I know it's a demo. There's nothing going on in the buildings, and the layout of some of those rooms make no sense.
Yeah, it's procedurally generated, isn't it, the buildings?
Yeah, I was looking at a building and there was like a photocopier in front of the door, and I was like, how would anyone get in that room?
Precisely. Cool. Excellent. Thank you very much. Gadget, what have you been doing?
Oh, a myriad of things.
The man who does everything.
Oh, I've done far too much. Literally, as we podcast right now, I'm also working. I'm doing work while we podcast.
Yeah, we wouldn't let him have the night off.
No, I'm fucked. So I'll use this as my annual shout out for Awesome Games Done Quick, which has started today.
Yes,
So-
it does.
It's not really something I've been doing yet because it only started 2 hours before we started this.
But when this episode hits, you'll have been doing it.
Yes, I'll have been doing it. So, as is tradition, this is for this is the annual speedrunning festival online where they are raising money. I can't remember. I can't remember whether it's Doctors Without Borders or I should probably actually look that up. What is it? AGDQ. Yeah, I think it's Doctors Without Borders. Well, yeah, they just speedrun games, do them as quick as possible, and raise money doing it. And it's a great charity. And I donate to them every year. I buy the T-shirt every year. And there's some fucking cracking games in the lineup. It runs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the next week. And yeah, there's some cracking ones I'm really, really interested in seeing. For instance, literally as I'm speaking right now, they're doing Deathloop in 25 minutes. There's the first time Returnal has been with them. They're doing that in an hour.
Oh, I can't watch that one then.
No, Kena Bridge of Spirits in 35 minutes.
Oh, wow. That's like a 15-hour game.
Yep. Ori and the Blind Forest in under an hour. That's on Tuesday.
That's mad. That's mad.
How do you do these games? They
It's
must
a cheese lover's
some kind of
joy, isn't it? It's like just pure cheese.
Like, there's no way to get to certain sections of that game without upgrading to powers. How the fuck do you?
It's just glitching usually.
Not all the time, but just sometimes they're just really, really fucking good at it.
Yeah.
Bringing back a game that I have not seen anyone do in years, Eternal Darkness.
Sanity's Requiem. Oh.
Yes, that's on Wednesday.
Oh.
There was a block of games on Thursday that you'll enjoy, Oodles, because it's the Castlevania block.
Oh, I watched it last time when you showed me. Oh my God, love the Castlevania blocks.
And the Castlevania block this time for UK time lunchtime at
Nice.
on it, is Lament of Innocence,
Yes,
Dracula X,
love it.
Circle of the Moon,
Mm.
and Castlevania Chronicles.
Ooh, okay, Chronicles is fucking hard.
Yes.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
They've got Metal Gear Solid 2 Blindfolded.
What?
I'm sorry, what?
Blindfolded.
How can... What?
There was a lot of sound cues in that game, though.
And to be fair, he's just doing the tanker section. But yeah, for the fact that he's doing that in 15 minutes.
I hope Snake doesn't get the cold while he's playing it.
That's going to fuck him off.
Just on that, just a quick, David, did anyone watch that video I posted in the Discord where that guy completed the full Metal Gear Solid just by crawls?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm seeing that, yeah.
Not allowed to walk. The only time he's allowed to walk is when the game forces
Yeah, when he
you to
stands up.
walk.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, so well done.
There's one here that'll trigger Biggie, which is Dark Souls, all bosses racing. So it's basically two people racing to beat all the bosses in Dark Souls, see who comes fastest.
Is that an hour and 5
he's
minutes?
one of them.
Somewhere at the moment.
Hour and 25.
Hour and 25.
Biggie's on a year and a half.
It took him 25 years to beat Final Fantasy VII. Never mind Dark Souls.
I'm part of the charity organisation for slow games.
Slow games done bad.
Saturday afternoon, they've got Earthbound done in an hour, which I'm not sure how they would achieve that.
No way.
That one,
Which one?
Earthbound.
It's a narrative-based RPG.
Yeah, that one has to be glitchy as fuck. But the one I'm looking forward to watching the most, and I'll probably actually watch this one live, because normally I tend to watch them on VODs on YouTube. But the one I'll be watching live is a Sekiro Shadows Die Twice in 2 hours 45, blindfolded.
Whoa.
What?
So,
Whoa.
yeah, I want to see that
45,
one.
I thought, that's fucking doable. Even I could probably do that, but blindfolded?
Yeah. And at this point, it's just showing off. But yes, I really want to see that. So yeah,
that's clink, 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 clink. Oh wow, that's
it's a lot of clinking. But if you also think about how complex the maps are there, and like
the
how
timing, jump-ins and stuff.
Exactly, you don't get any audio cues for when you can grapple onto things.
No, you don't. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I'm really keen to see what comes out of that one. So I'm very excited.
So are these live events?
Yeah.
Or are they
live?
So this guy's basically saying he can do this,
yes,
and he'll do it live.
He practiced for years.
He practiced on Twitch, like these people. Yeah, these people do this all the time. It's just a showcase of what they can do.
But when you fight a boss, like I can get from the start of the game, right? If I go hold the forward button this many seconds, do this. When you fight a boss and you go out that area, how the fuck do you know where you are?
It's just
like that's what I don't get. Like, how the hell do they know where they are? Like,
I watched a blind run of Super Mario 64, and it's tapping the walls and stuff, isn't it, to know where you are? So on Sekiro, every time you hit a wall, it clinks.
So it's just like a tradesman going around.
Yes.
That's a solid wall. That's a
I guess wall. It's kind of like the Daredevil thing. It's just using sound to work out where you are.
Echolocations are going like this.
Because of the way stereo sound works in games now, if you in Sekiro, if you clang your sword off a wall, it'll make one sound. A little bit further down, it'll sound different. So it's just it's literally knowing how the sound works.
And the grass sounds differently to the mud, the water, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Sorry, but who has the fucking time to do
this?
But that
tends to be their job, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it tends to be their job.
Professional gamers.
Yeah, but
it's all that G Fuel, mate.
Absolutely, it mutates their ears, makes them faster. But yeah, so the main thing I want to talk about though is over Christmas and kind of up to yesterday actually, me and Pip have been playing It Takes Two.
The
song?
No, the game.
Oh, all right.
So this is this is developed by Hazelight Studios, directed by the very famous, very sweary Joseph Fares.
Fuck the Oscars.
Yeah, fuck the Oscars. For the context of that one, at the Game Awards, he literally stood up on stage at a family event and said, fuck the Oscars.
He were hammered.
Oh, he was slaughtered.
He were fucking hammered.
And now Jeff Keighley won't let a microphone anywhere near him.
I love him. I think he's brilliant.
Oh, he's hysterical.
Poor old Jeff.
So Hazelight Studios are, they've done a few co-op games. They did Brothers?
A Way Out. Yeah, Brothers, Tale of Two Sons.
That's it, Brothers, Tale of Two Sons. They did A Way Out. And this is their latest game, and each of their games has been some kind of co-op or kind of interesting experience with
Brothers was single player, but you could play it co-op, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could play co-op.
Control two characters at once or something strange like that.
And I'd heard reasonably good things about this one. I had high hopes because me and Stig played through A Way Out last year, and we both kind of enjoyed it. Like a 7 out of 10 game, but
it's
it was
funny,
enjoyable.
isn't it?
Yeah.
This one follows the story of a married couple who are going through, they're starting the process of divorcing.
The dream.
Yeah, they're not... Oodles. They're not getting on, and the story starts with them basically telling their young 7-year-old weaponized cute daughter that they are splitting up. And then the daughter, for some reason, has a book on how to fix a marriage by some random psychologist. And she's carrying around these dolls that she's made of her parents. And, the whole magic fantasy thing, she kind of gets upset, she cries, the tears land on the dolls, the parents wake up, they are the dolls.
They're potent, aren't the children's tears? They're very strong magical energies.
They need to be regulated.
They do.
And what proceeds is a kind of a fantasy, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, random, cooperative kind of game. But I'll tell you what, it is one of the most creative games I've ever played. I can see why it got Game of the Year at the Game Awards this last year.
Oh yeah, it did, didn't it?
Because it's like there was a lot of clever shit in A Way Out and a lot of really interesting storytelling stuff. This just takes it to the next level. It's enormous. Well, me and Stig finished A Way Out in like 5 hours, I think. This is like 15 hours. There's so much game there. There's tons of it. And we both just thoroughly enjoyed it. It's well presented. The graphics are great. It runs really well. There's no kind of, issues with playing kind of couch co-op. The soundtrack is phenomenal. A lot of the incidental music is incredible. As we were playing it, it taught me and Pip a couple of different things. For starters, it taught Pip how to play games because Pip's not a gamer. But what the game does is, as you're exploring through the world, you've got platforming challenges, you've got little mini games that you need to get involved with. Like you get new abilities or new things to do in each level, and they all involve different bits of the controller. So Pip's actively learning how to use the controller as she's going on. And there's a couple of bits where she's getting frustrated. She can't do any of the flying sections, anything in 3D space, which is useless.
I mean, I would never get that complete.
I'm gonna tell Kate this and say, look, gadgets.
Yeah.
Other half, she played it with him, and she doesn't game such.
It was like the first 2 hours, Pip really struggled with it, and then kind of gradually got into it. It was the twin stick, like the moving with the left stick and camera with the right stick that she struggled with, which I think
it's second nature to us, but to people that don't play, it's like, what is this?
But yeah, so it kind of taught Pip how to play video games, and it taught me kind of a bit more patience with her learning. No, that's what it was. It was patient because what I was doing is, because I am a gamer, we were going to a level. Pip's working out how to get the camera to face where we need to, and I've already solved all the puzzles.
Oh man!
And it's just like I had to. It was by about a halfway point in the game, I had to kind of pull back and go, okay, no, she needs to be solving the puzzles as well, and we kind of then found a balance. By the end of the game, we were working really well in sync. There are some evil platforming sections in that game. There's some real precise stuff going on, but they're kind of in the late half of it. But it's visually stunning. The music is wonderful. The performances are pretty good. I'm not going to say they're amazing, but they're pretty good. They're much better than they are in A Way Out.
You fucking mook.
Yeah, the child. I say she's weaponized cute. She's also terrifying. Like anytime you see the human characters, they kind of walk around like mannequins, and they have these really flat faces. It's quite surreal. But like when they're in the kind of the miniature world, everything's really well animated and lush and beautiful. You get to kill a lot of wasps, so it's already game of the year for me. I fucking hate wasps.
Yep.
Yeah, destroy a lot of wasps. With vengeance, actually. And yeah, I really, really rate it. I don't think it would be. Joking aside, I don't think it would actually be my game of the year, but definitely one of my top 5 of last year. It's really, really good.
I commend that game because I watched with my son a young lad. He had cerebral palsy playing that game with his dad, and he had the Xbox, the adaptability controller that they've got. Yeah. And my God, the joy on that kid's face, and his dad is like, I'm getting to play an incredible game with my son, and I were in tears, mate. I was like, oh my God. And it was a scene particular. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's to do with an elephant.
Oh no! Oh God! No.
I was just mortified, and this young kid, obviously, his reactions are completely different because he's got cerebral palsy and stuff like that. But the kid was crying, the dad was crying, I'm crying. My son's going, will you just grow up? I'm like, you'll get there one day, boy. You'll get there.
You know what? I'll tell you. I actually did mention that bit in a spoiler tag in the Discord. Angry Kurt thought that was funny.
What?
Yeah, he's a wronging him. He's a fucking
swearing,
wronging.
and he keeps. No, man, that he needs intervention time for that boy.
Yeah, we'll send Punk round.
He has not earned his best boy status this year so far.
To be fair to him, he reined it back on his Spider-Man spoiler. He said WTF rather than what the fuck.
It's close enough.
Yeah, but he did rein it back.
I can't believe they had to go through a court case about the name of their game.
Yeah.
Because it sounds so similar to It Takes Two.
No, it's to do with Take-Two Interactive, isn't it? Or something like that. Stupid. Massive conglomerate jumping down on a little studios game. Grow up.
They do it all the time. I saw one once where Apple went after this organic food company because they'd use a pear as their logo.
Fuck
and
off, Apple.
people could get confused. And I'm like, no, they're not. No one is buying delivered to their home organic food delivery service from
you're not going in there going, have you got any Macs in here?
Thinking this is Apple.
Why can't I log on to this fucking pear?
Stop being a bellend.
Smith's expensive.
I hate that shit.
It's fucking stupid.
It's absolutely ridiculous, and it was like a stress that Hazel Light didn't need, because what they've done is actually put out a really artistic game. It's full of lovely performances. Graphically, we were playing it on the Series X. It looks really, really nice.
Oh, it does look stunning.
And it does that thing that the medium did, where it is rendering 2 separate scenes at once.
But the medium isn't good.
The medium isn't good. But because you can get really far away from each other. Well, it's not like other couch co-op games where you get a certain distance and the other teleports to you. You can.
Well,
go
that's
to
the
other
reason
ends of the level.
couch co-op died, wasn't it? For like rendering issues and stuff like that. It just
basically,
you couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, they've managed to get their mojo back with it, and obviously you can play it online co-op as well if you want the full screen alternative. But yeah, it's just really fucking good and absolutely worth your time to play. And if you're not on Game Pass or anything like that, one person can buy the game and then the other person play it for free.
Wow.
Nice.
So you got an Xbox, Candy?
Pardon?
You got an Xbox?
I do. I got a Series X.
Do you want to play it with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Honestly, because trying to get, I was asking Kate to, but you'll never.
That's a good Candy Stig stream, that.
Yeah, get a
I was
stream.
going to say
on.
we could stream
That's
it.
a really good idea, that. And at the end, you might get married.
Possibly.
Or divorced.
That's not a no.
Right, that's it. I quit. Quit the pod. You know what you ought to play next, Gadget, with Flip Flop?
What?
Human Fall Flat.
Oh, they're so good.
We'll kill each other. We'll kill each other if we play that.
I love that game. It's daft as all
I played that with Super Natty Cat a month or so ago, and I think we played it until we just lost our minds.
I had to stop playing that game do you know when you laugh so hard? Not even when you've broken your ribs, Stig, but when you laugh so hard, your ribs are just crushing, and it's just awful. That Human Fall Flat made me howl. I was stoned. But
of course you were.
But still.
Anyway, It Takes Two. Play it. Just play it. It's really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's a good way to spend 15 hours with a good friend or your partner.
It's cheap as well, isn't it?
Well, it's free on Game Pass, and I think it's like 30 quid everywhere else.
That's cheap for a game that's Game of the Year, isn't it? They usually ramp up the price to a big awards winner like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Excellent. Right, now, on to me. Guys, I've entered the crypto world.
I can't wait to hear about this. I mean, you mentioned this on Monday. I've been desperate to hear about this.
You're a crypto bro.
So I've written down, because you know me, I ain't got a clue what I'm doing in life. So I was gifted what's called a crypto wallet by a colleague that will remain unnamed for legal purposes and all that jazz. For Secret Santa at work. Now a crypto wallet.
Sounds better than mine.
As far as I am led to believe, is a secure place to put your crypto stuff in it.
Yes.
Coins and stuff like that. Now I set up this wallet. It gave me a link to set it up and gave me a massive passphrase code that I had to enter in. It was like bridge, necklace, trees. And I had to do about 25. It was like Winter Soldier.
I was going to say, are you the was it actually just triggering you to go kill somebody?
Kill somebody. No. So I entered all this and I was like, right, I'm in. And I looked and there was a little pixelated shape, like a diamond photo in there. And I quickly found out, using a few internet searches and stuff, I was the owner of an NFT, guys.
Oh, fucking hell.
Yeah. I was gifted an NFT. It's like a little pixelated diamond, it was a pink diamond thing, just really small. And I was struggling to wrap my head around what to do with it. Because, I've been talking in our Discord, what is this? What am I? Who am I? That kind of thing. Just proper existential crisis since the phrase NFT came to be. I believe it's non-fungible token, which I still don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's right. So non-fungible token means it's entirely unique. So a £5 note is a fungible token because there are many like it.
Yes. That's. Do you know what? That is a really good layman's way to explain it.
Many like these as well. If I right-click and save it, and I don't give a shit about all this blockchain stuff.
It's garbage,
a fucking digital picture.
So
grow up,
grow up, everybody. So what I did was I did some research. So I went to a little website called OpenSea, and I sold my NFT. For something, I've written it down, 29.01205 of something called Dogecoin. No, I didn't have a clue what this meant. So I was the owner of 29 point something or other Dogecoins. So I put that back in my wallet. So I spent the better part of a week over the Christmas break buying and trading and converting this Dogecoin between random named cryptocurrencies. There was, but basically I was like a cyber Jordan Belfort, really.
Sure, that's what you were.
Yeah. So it turns out by the end, I've profited a huge turnover, guys, of exactly £19.23 pence
Whoa, steady on.
Yes.
Which, in my haste,
Watch out, Bezo.
I cashed out £19 into my PayPal wallet, and forgetting that Coinbase took a 99p hit of that, the little bastards. And I also forgot that I left 23 pence on what it's called ACLX Alchemix coins, which I forgot about until today. So what I wanted to do live was see if that's profited by anything.
Unlikely.
On my Coinbase. So it was, what was it, 23 pence. So, live, revealed on my Coinbase, that is now my balance. Can you read that?
£3.25.
£3.25. I am a high roller in Alchemix coins.
Imagine if you just left that £19 in there.
Yeah, I'd have a lot more money, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
So basically, what I've come to the terms of is that Kenny Gamer 2021 is dead. Long live CryptoKenny22.
CryptoKenny.
I am
Candy, t-shirt.
Yeah. I'm CryptoKenny. Now I'm in a world that I have no rights to be in.
Candy, can
You're in the Matrix,
can you
mate.
do a t-shirt of like a portrait of Oodles, like one of the Bored Apes?
Yes. I will do that this evening.
Oodles, I want you to keep that money, that £3.25 in that account. Just trade it all year. Don't touch it.
I won't
See where it
right.
gets. See where it gets to. Then
But I'm getting. What happens if it goes minus? Do I owe them money? What happens?
No.
Just stop.
you just.
I don't understand. I'm so scared.
It's like stocks. If you own negative value stocks, you have to wait for the value to go up.
Nothing happens. Yeah, I thought so because I understand stocks but yeah, I'm currently on Alchemix and looking at this Coinbase is the God's Coin is now up 22.15%. So I might put that £3.25 into God's Coin live on the show, and just see. Yeah, this is. I think this is going to be my weekly feature of CryptoKenny22.
Instead of playing your clickbait games, you'll be playing this.
Yeah, I just it was a good gift because it kept my brain thinking throughout, better than like a Cliff Richard poster or whatever. And I've profited literally. I don't know how much this NFT. I can't imagine this person spent more than £10 on this NFT. And now I look at like on this OpenSea NFT bidding site, and some of them are worth £10,000 and stuff like that.
No, some of them are up for sale for £10,000. Doesn't mean they're worth anything.
Oh, right. I still don't understand what
Some
it is.
have been sold for ridiculous money.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
I'm not going to go back into the NFT world because I've seen how nasty and negative it is on the environment. So I'm glad I sold that off.
Do you want to know what makes me laugh about all that? I know we don't really get into all this kind of stuff, but somebody was moaning about their NFT being hacked into and stolen.
Well, yeah.
And then they were like, oh, there needs to be some kind of like law against this and stuff. And I was like, hang on, this is all set up to avoid that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's all set up to not be regulated.
Yeah.
But now because you've been hacked, you want it to be regulated. Like that doesn't.
They didn't have a good enough wallet then, did they?
Yeah,
My
like
wallet's secure with a 24
that's why it's just
key.
stupid.
Mine's safe.
Yeah, like NFTs are just absolute bollocks. There's a really good couple of episodes of Behind the Bastards which go into cryptocurrency and NFTs, and it's worth giving them a listen if you've got any interest in them.
I have now, CryptoKenny.
It obviously doesn't paint them in a good light, seeing as it's on Behind the Bastards.
Yeah, that's true. Am I a baddie now then?
Yeah, a little bit. Yep.
Now,
Closer to an arsehole.
have you bought an NFT?
Candy's
I
great,
haven't
you
got
know.
any- No, I should do though. Who knows? But no, I don't have any NFTs. I do have some crypto though. Actually, I sold a bit over Christmas to keep me going.
Did you profit more than I did?
Well, I think so because I've got one. I'm just looking at it now, and I've got one which is for a game called My Neighbor Alice.
Mhm.
So I think there's NFTs within the game.
Yeah.
Or I don't understand it, but I know enough to copy somebody else who told me to get this. And I bought it at about $9, and it's gone between at the moment, it's bouncing between about $11 and $24.
Love it.
So it's super volatile.
Love it. This is it. We are now the Wall Street Journal of podcasts. We need to change as tagging. We're not comedy anymore. We're financial.
Speaking of, now you've got your crypto wallet. You can use your get a Turkish PSN account.
Oh, mate, I've already done it.
Yeah,
I've already done
that's what I've got a couple of games on a Turkish PSN account now.
Yeah, the Argentina method is getting a bit volatile lately. So, you're speaking to CryptoKenny22. I know what I'm doing.
And there's the title for the episode, CryptoKenny22.
But yeah, that's the main thing I want to do without spoiling the special that we're going to do. I'm in the cyber world. And this time next year I'll be a millionaire.
Rodders.
Should we each put a tenner on some crypto?
I'm not putting my own money onto it.
I don't understand it.
Stig, neither do I, but I'm
No
making
one
money.
does.
Just seems like a massive scam that's going to bubble.
Yeah, and I'm probably going to get arrested, aren't I?
Everyone keeps saying that. Oh, the bubble will burst, but then what happens if it doesn't? And everyone who could have,
I know
could have gotten
when
it early
Sterling crashes, I'm going to have some God's coin ready and waiting.
Who is it? Was it Lily Allen or something? Didn't she do some gig for pizzas or something, or order pizzas and paid it in crypto or something?
You can pay on crypto with a lot of things now.
If a company accepts it, then that's fine, isn't it? It's
a lot of places take Bitcoin, don't they?
Yeah.
It's made loads of money for her or something. She's made.
I think you can buy a Tesla with crypto coin in America.
Oh yeah,
of course you can. He's well
he
into
loves
it.
He's
one of the worst.
Dogecoin, doesn't he, Elon Musk?
He was the one that pushed Dogecoin up and then sold all his stock. And then when it got high, he bought loads and then sold it.
He's the king of the pump and dump.
Well, doing
exactly.
my
don't follow
my
him.
very bad research on it.
I'll do.
It seems like all crypto is influencer involved. It's literally if you've got the influence, you can make or break it. Like kings of yore, like the old Tudor times.
Yeah.
It's
if a billionaire says buy this,
it just becomes.
You're gonna buy it, but then you don't know when they're going to pull out.
This is what I don't know. You need server farms and stuff, and we haven't got there.
Not specifically to create a coin. You can create a coin with just a bit of code. It doesn't take much. You just just don't get into it. It's a fucking scam. But
I'm doing it as a joke to see if that £3.25
That's
becomes
our
something.
new part of the Biggie bundle. You get £1 in ME coin.
Ooh,
Biggie bucks.
And then we're going
Biggie bucks. There we go.
Biggie bucks. Then we're going to have the NFTs. Oh, it's going to be great.
All of our Scorched sheep characters as NFTs.
Yeah. No, the NFTs are going to be bored Oodles.
Yeah,
I've seen them apes, and they are a lot of money.
Yeah, just
shit though.
Thousands of AI copies of different variations of Oodles.
Slightly different coloured hair.
Yeah, it's usually like a different coloured background or some nonsense, isn't it? But yeah,
I've seen now as well, like based going off those apes, that people starting to do their own. Like there is one which basically looks like an MS Paint dog.
Yes,
and they just keep changing the colour and putting like glasses and stuff on it. But it looks like it's all
getting big.
It looks like it's all done within Microsoft Paint.
I think Justin Bieber bought like a. It looks like a Zelda-looking thing, and now everyone's buying these Zelda-looking things. So this is why these game companies are getting into it now, I think.
Yeah, the people who came up with the idea of the Bored Apes one, they've made a cartoon based on the Bored Apes universe.
Of course they
and apparently it's one of the worst things humanity has ever created.
Yeah, but I bet they're rolling in it.
Yeah, like Gadget informed me a few weeks back about the horrendous dark side to NFTs. I'm glad I sold it off.
Yeah,
but I'm sticking with this £3.25 worth of God's coin. So
do we have an update at the end of the pod?
It's already gone down since I got it,
and it's gone.
But yeah, it's just fun, isn't it? A little bit of fun. And again, I didn't put any of my own capital into it, and the person that sent me it, he's howling at how I'm speaking to them, saying, "What do I do?" Because this person makes a living off it. In a way, like a second living off it. So, yeah, it's funny. It's like watching a monkey with a stick, basically. Just not knowing what to do with things. But that's been my week. So, Crypto Kenny, welcome to the world.
The future.
Right. Okay. Now it's time to go to the main event of the show. We've changed things up a little bit now, guys. So what we're going to do every week, you won't notice a massive difference, but we're going to let each of us, one of us a week, dictate the main topic of what we're going to do. So, for instance, this week's my topic, and we're going to be talking about what we're going to be talking about. Next week's going to be someone else. And we will let you know, don't worry. But it just means that the person whose person's topic is, they've got a bit more agency to it. They can control what we do. It could be a big concept topic. It could be just a simple Christmas quiz that's shocking. So yeah, that's all the change that we're doing this year. Not much spring cleaning because you know what I mean. You can't polish a turd. So what are we talking about this week? Does anybody know?
Well, this week it's all about what the fuck do we want in 2022.
That's catchy.
Oh, that'd be a good idea for a podcast.
Yeah, really good. Yeah,
We should do a section on that.
yeah, we should definitely do that. But yeah, it's simple. What are we looking forward to and stuff like that? Very simple. For the first change up, I'm taking charge, and yeah, it's what we want. What we're looking forward to. Anything in media, really? Maybe not even media, but let's just start as we mean to go on with Candy.
I know you're going to do me first.
Oh,
Mine's going to be an obvious
And
one.
last.
I know there's going to be a collective groan here. I'm looking forward to Starfield.
oh, we know.
I'm looking forward to Starfield.
Yeah, I was going to say it, wasn't I?
I put it down as my honourable mention if it comes out.
Yeah, biggest.
It's definitely coming out. So it's actually coming out on the 11th of November, which is 11 years to the day from Skyrim.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think it's been said before, they like releasing games where the numbers are all the same because obviously we do dates differently to the States. But yeah, it's the first new IP from Bethesda Game Studios since forever, I think. Probably about 20 odd years.
Isn't it since they took over Fallout?
I think so. No, I think it actually is because Fallout's not their IP.
It's Interplay, isn't it?
Is it? Yeah, and Elder Scrolls is theirs, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
So yeah, first big non-Fallout, non-Elder Scrolls game, and it's going to be their first next-gen game as well. So it's coming out on PS5 as well, actually.
Full whack.
Which will probably be the last Bethesda Game Studios that does.
It's probably to do with contracts, that one, isn't it?
Well, yeah, because
I think
it's already been
it
agreed
is.
with Sony. It was coming out before Microsoft bought out Bethesda.
Yeah, and Xbox have said that Bethesda games are going to be released only where Game Pass is available. So it'll definitely be on Xbox and it'll probably be on PC.
And Nintendo Switch when Game Pass comes to that.
Maybe Steam Deck. We don't know.
Yeah.
Really. So yeah, it's a space game. It's a space exploration game. Visit loads of different planets. Apparently, it's been described kind of as Fallout in space. It's also been described as a Han Solo simulator.
Ooh. You've got me at that. Yeah.
But then, how much can you believe? It's the question from what's being said.
Just works hired.
16 times the detail.
No, but they're
you would
not
hope
the worst.
it's more than
16 times the junk.
I mean, you know me and my history with Bethesda, they're not my favourite type of games, but they're not the worst at hyping it. Do you know what I mean?
I know that's the problem. They're very good at hyping it, not so very good at building it.
It's not Hello Games, though, is it? Do you know what I mean?
And I mean, usually it's worth the hype because you can't say that Skyrim wasn't a good game. You can certainly say that Fallout 76 wasn't a good game.
Skyrim's a phenomenon. It's like it's up there with GTA 5 as a phenomenon. Do you know what I mean? It's massive.
And they've got so much to prove with this game as well. Especially since Fallout 76, people are going to be looking, and is this make or break of Bethesda? Especially they've got the Xbox money now. As they, it's essentially probably been built since long before Microsoft bought them out.
Yeah.
So, but the last sort of year, when would it have been? So basically the last year they would have had the extra Microsoft money. So whether they've made any extra acquisitions with staff, I'm not sure. Hopefully they have.
Has there been any footage of this yet?
There's very little.
Concept trailers, isn't there?
Yeah, there's trailers, and we've got a definite release date, and there's a lot of
and it's hard sci-fi as well. Proper nice, like ships glued together, that kind of sci-fi.
Yeah, and it's a hard RPG as well, is what it's being described as well. So probably a little more like Oblivion than Skyrim, I would think. Yeah. But yeah, there's been a lot of concept art come out. There's been some of the music's been released. They played that at the Skyrim anniversary concert last month. No, November it was. So yeah, I'm just really excited to see what they do. And I really, really, for Bethesda's sake, because I'm a Bethesda fangirl, but just for their sake, I really, really do hope it's good. Because it's really going to be the test. And releasing Fallout 76, they've made their own lives more difficult. The fact that they've released a game that was seen to be that bad, And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it. So it's not me slagging off Bethesda, but the masses, I think we can all agree, did not like this game. So they really have to come back swinging to get back some of the goodwill of the gamers. But yeah, I'm really excited. And before I hired out the cinema to play a couple of games, and I think I'm going to be doing that on the day it's released as well. Like hire out the cinema for 4 hours and just see it on the big screen. And really excited.
I love the idea of that. It sounds like you're like this well-off person and just go, I'm hiring your cinema for the day.
It's not unaffordable, especially if I think you can have I think it was up to 10 people. And it's, at the time, I don't know if it's the same now, it was 120 quid for 2 hours. So if you all chip in a 10,
that's not ridiculous, is it?
It's not ridiculous, no. And you can do whatever you want with it. You can take your Xbox, your PlayStation, you can see a film, you can watch DVDs, you can just watch YouTube. It's you can do whatever
guys,
you
we're
want.
going to watch PewDiePie in the cinema.
Well, we actually watched the...
Could Oodles go and look at the
Death
Pornhub
Stranding.
comments on a massive cinema
Yeah,
screen?
could I do that?
I think so. They don't have... I think
Birthday present!
But yeah, we watched the opening to Death Stranding, and by the end of it, I think half the Cineworld staff were sitting in there with us just watching
I bet it looks incredible on those big screens.
And no quality was lost that I could see at
What
all
about lag?
either.
There's no lag or anything like that?
No,
Oh.
it was fine. It was fine because those screens are...
They're fully digital now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're 4K, I think. I did pick the lady's brains. I was like, I just need to ask you everything because I'm a nerd.
Can I put
unfortunately,
HDR on, love?
And aimbot. But yeah, no, really excited for Starfield, and I hope it does well.
I think
and
what
hope
it needs
it's
to
good, and
do
I
to
hope it
hit
lasts 10
me,
years.
someone that's not... Like, I like Fallout 4 and all its faults. I don't like Skyrim, and you know why? Because I feel like I'm ice skating throughout the game.
Ice skating, yeah.
And when you hit somebody with a sword, you're not hitting anything. That kind of thing. I want this game to just feel... If I can, let's put it into Star Wars methodology. Like, I could fly down on a planet, I could go to a spaceport, buy a new spaceship, walk around in my spaceship in space, just be a junker or that kind of thing. If I can do that, that game's getting bought. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause,
well, I think there are factions, like they've already said, I think there's going to be factions like Fallout.
yeah, because I do like a space-based game, and I like space shooters and stuff like that. And
Well, Elite is trying to do that, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think
Elite,
They've had
but
issues with the
it's super nerdy though, isn't
sections.
it? Elite's too deep for me. It's too it's got its own currency and stuff, hasn't it? It's got its own real world ramifications. But if it's just a nice,
I think that's EVE Online you're thinking.
am I thinking of that? Probably. I can't. They're all the same.
Yeah, Elite did the expansion.
Oh, is
last
Elite
year
Dangerous, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, on foot, on PC, but they've had issues, so it's not on console.
I did play Elite on PS4.
Interested to see how that works.
I played on PS4 and I just found the ship controls to be really hard.
Should try in VR, that's fun. Pretty much.
I just want it to feel good. That's all I ask for Bethesda games. I just want it to... I want a bit of weight to the combat. I mean, if it's shooting and stuff like that, that's fine anyway, because I can only play Skyrim if I'm an archer, because that's the only thing I can do. But yeah, if it's got some weight to it, I'm not bothered if it's massively... I don't need a full solar system or a full galaxy. I want reason to be in the world, if you get what I mean. Like Skyrim, you can get lost for forever and never do the main path, but I still feel like I'm not really there, if you get me. And maybe it's because I came to it really late. But yeah, I'm definitely keen.
Yeah, it does. Skyrim, I suppose, probably does feel a little bit janky now. Another thing that they really do have to improve is that creation engine.
Are they still using the same thing?
Yeah, and it's got the same bugs and everything that it has since Oblivion times. But
I mean, the creation engine's still partly Quake.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's based on the Quake engine.
So when they're flying, you're gonna glitch through a full planet and get out of the ship in its core.
That's where the Microsoft money will go to Elder Scrolls 6.
I hope so.
Yeah. But I mean, there's other games that have used essentially the same engine for the last 20, 25 odd years, and they've managed to update it enough that you would never know that it's an old engine.
Yeah, of course.
So it can be done. It's just hopefully that's where they put their money towards.
Well, using in-house engine means it's cheaper and it's supposedly quicker. But this is not very quick. It's taken a long time.
There's no chance this game doesn't have some kind of junk somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
No chance.
They probably added it in.
Oh, yeah.
Excellent. That's a really... Any more? Or you got some honourable mentions later on?
I've got a shit ton of honourable mentions.
Fantastic. We'll move on to me now. I've got two small things that I want to chat about that I'm really looking forward to. The first one is Relayer. I don't know if you've heard of this for PlayStation, Xbox, coming in March, I believe, by Kodokawa Games, from the creators of small little RPGs, yes, God Wars, but intriguingly enough, in collaboration with Red Hook Studios of Darkest Dungeon fame.
Hang on, you've got my attention.
Yeah, I thought I would. So imagine a game that plays like Fire Emblem, but it's set in space where humanity discovers an alien race called the Relayers. And basically it's grid, turn-based Gundam JRPG. I can't wait. It's gonna.
I'm just drooling a little bit.
If you go on YouTube and watch the trailer to Relayer, you're like, and you just look at the comments. Everyone's going, "Oh, we don't deserve this."
Let's go Relayer.
Relayer, yeah. Relayer. Relayer. It looks proper up my street, and I'm really, really looking forward to this. The second thing I'm really looking forward to, Stig knows, Moon Knight is coming to Disney Plus. Now, I don't know exactly the date. Do you know the exact date, Stig?
I
think it's summerish.
Just says
that's a no when he Googles it.
I already had it up.
Yeah, so it's coming some point this year. So for a few people that don't know, it's guess what? It's MCU. Yay! Not everyone knows who Moon Knight is. It's a character. The character's name's Mark Spector. It's created by Doug Moench and artist Don Perlin, which they're royalty in Marvel. Basically, the story. I'll get the Wikipedia entry to. It's better than me explaining. So, the son of a rabbi, Mark Spector, is a former Marine and CIA operative who becomes a mercenary, despite his conflicted feelings about violence and morality. So he's already on the fence of what his chosen career path is. In Sudan, he is mortally wounded, and Spector is brought into a recently unearthed tomb for shelter and placed before a statue of the Egyptian moon god Khonshu. And basically, after that, he returns back to the US in his Marvel's Batman. Basically. However, he has got multiple personality disorder, PTSD, and I'm not talking about the pills in the alleyway PTSD. I'm talking deep in Middle East war PTSD and stuff like that. And he's brutal. And if you don't know what Moon Knight looks like, it's the look. He looks incredible, and he's going to be played by what's his name? Oscar Isaac. Oh, he's good. Not so much in X-Men, but he's good. Like a bit of Oscar Isaac. And I'm just really, really looking forward to it because it's how I felt when like Guardians of the Galaxy were coming out. No one had heard of that unless you're into comics. Oh, who's this Groot? Who's this raccoon? And then it became just cultural touchstone, didn't it? Everyone's like, oh, I know this now, and everyone's into it. I hope Moon Knight hits like that. Because it's one of my favourites. Think Deadpool meets Batman in a weird way, and you're kind of there. I don't know how.
He looks fucking great.
Yeah.
The character model. If you just Google him and look at him, he's big in his white suit.
Yeah, he looks. It's so. They created it as the antithesis of Batman. He's brightly lit and stuff like that, and it's just cool. It's just really cool, and I don't know how Marvel are going to bring this almost Punisher-esque type character to the MCU.
It's almost a piss take, isn't it, really?
Almost.
Batman is the Dark Knight.
He's the Moon Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, Moon is bright.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just going to be it's going to be a dark comedy, I feel. It has to be. Not like slapstick like Deadpool, but because there are some deep stuff to it, but I'm just proper looking forward to it. And I like me some MCU.
I've got a question.
Uh-oh.
So do you now, hearing that, because it's not something that I would have thought they'd bring out, they're now literally trying to bring out almost every Marvel character, and we're going to get oversaturation of just comic book this, a series, a movie. It's just going to... the balloon's going to burst at some point. I think if Marvel aren't careful,
I think
because they've got a lot of success at the moment. Don't get me wrong, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
I think at some point you're just going to be like, oh no.
Me and Stig talked about this.
That's inevitable.
Yeah,
with anything that comes out, it's inevitable. So I think they're probably just striking whilst the iron's hot.
The best thing about Marvel properties is the genre, how different genres can be. DC's is full of gods, isn't it? Just alien gods that are just immortal. Marvel, we talked about it on his Hawkeye special, that it's got some really like ground level, just people you can relate to that have got issues, and you can have comedy, you can have drama, you could have, I don't know, anything really. That's how it's sticking, just because it's got Marvel under it. And yeah, Moon Knight might eventually meet Winter Soldier or somebody like that. That's just fan service, isn't it? But the fact of the matter is, look how many Marvel properties have existed before the MCU. You had Blade and stuff like that. In obviously, Blade existed, Fantastic Four existed. Nothing to do with each other. Completely different genres of films, weren't there? And nobody.
Yeah, they just seem like odd choice of characters. It just seems like there's more famous stuff that you
there
can
is.
use.
There is.
Off the top of my head, but it's just.
I think what
like
they're doing
choices.
is
they've got an idea. They've got.
Yeah, that's what I think. They've looked into the catalogue. Like Moon Knight is a fan favourite. People adore him, but it's really deep cuts, and he's been going years. But they're looking in. I think what they're doing is they've got genre pieces in mind, and then they're picking the character to reflect that genre piece, rather than picking the character and then adapting it to that. I might be wrong.
I want to see Rom.
Yeah. I might be wrong, but that's how I feel like they're doing it. They're picking these genre, like these concepts, and who would be best for that. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I think it's not. I don't think it's stale yet. I mean, you talk to some of these directors, and they think it's stale. These hard-hitting directors.
Yeah, no, I'm not so much from that point. I just think it's just like there's so much going on. There's so much coming out, and like I'm just saying, I just think maybe people are just going to get fed up and move on, because they're obviously successful at the moment. You only have to look at what happened with Spider-Man's latest movie.
Broke records.
It's yeah.
For me, it's like I think you see Marvel, the MCU stuff as Disney releases. It's just when a new Disney film came out, you were never like, oh, the bubble's gonna burst, another Disney film. It was just another Disney film, and I think it's like this. I know the interconnectedness makes people look into it a bit further and a bit under more scrutiny, but some things don't have to connect, and even if they do ever so slightly, it doesn't matter. It's Moon Knight. You look up on Moon Knight and you read any of the runs, and it's just such an incredible character.
I haven't read it, admittedly.
Yeah, it's so good. It's just up there for me, and I can't wait. Hopefully, I'm not disappointed like I was with Falcon and Winter Soldier. That was bad. But yeah, let's move on to Biggie.
Don't talk to me, boy.
I wonder what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I would
game
have seen God of War Ragnarok.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not another game not coming out this year. Is that what you said, Stig? Yeah, that's getting delayed, isn't it? Definitely.
No, they're not. They're saying it's already been marked for...
Stig's like, we've heard this before.
No, I forgot what they call it. The classification was spotted.
Oh, has it?
The other European
it's been classified then.
PSN. Yeah.
Oh.
So people do think it's coming out this year. But yeah, you're right, it might not. But
the only thing that puts me off is the fact that when it just says 2022, and there's no date against it.
I think it'll be holiday season.
Every other game is. Oh, apparently it's down for 30th of September. Actually,
I reckon it'll get pushed to November.
I hope so.
I reckon it'll be.
I hope so.
That's because that's got a scoop to push it back to Christmas.
Yeah, I think November. In fact, let's say November the 21st. Good day for everyone.
I just can't trust any game these days. That's the problem.
You can't.
But rather it delayed than come out.
100%.
Let's pretend it's coming out, because I'm looking forward to it too.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for it.
Yeah, it's for me. It was weird because I was such a fan of the other games that it took me a long while to get into this one because of the different combat style, the viewpoint. It just didn't click at first, and I had several goes at it. But then, my God, when it got me, that was it. I was in, and I loved it. It was such a great, polished game. It was so well acted. Just with, is it Mimir? Is that his name?
Mimir, the smartest man alive.
he was just brilliant. Just the banter between him and Kratos, all the boy, was just fantastic.
Is it Christopher Judge's name?
Yes.
Yeah. Him was in
plays,
Stargate.
No, doesn't he play?
He plays Kratos.
Yeah.
He plays Kratos.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just really enjoyed it, and it was brilliant. It just, the battles, the combat, the fights. When you think they couldn't top it, they did.
Mm-hmm.
I was with you though. Like when I first played it, because I even loved Ascension, and people didn't like God of War Ascension, and I loved that Devil May Cry hack and slash. Not so much the sexy minigames, but I loved that visceral, just button mashing combat. And then this one, I was like, whoa. Why am I walking? Why am I not stomping down Olympus? But it took me about 2 to 3 hours to be like, oh, I see what they're doing. This is a narrative adventure.
And I just never tired of that axe coming back to my hand.
Leviathan axe is one of the best weapons in games.
But then I did enjoy having the Blades of Chaos.
Spoiler alert!
But yeah, it's just such a brilliant game. And loved it. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with, obviously, Ragnarok, with the End of Days, for Norse mythology. It sounds pretty cool, and I reckon it's going to be bombastic.
It's the last one they're doing in this Norse setting as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a complete reboot again after this. So they're going to... I'm sure they're going to go all out. Well, yeah, I'm sure they're going to go all out of it either way.
I don't know how they do it, because that like empire was over by this point. I'd love them to do Egyptian, but there was no like Egyptian mythology at that point. Do you know what I mean? It was thousands of years before. I'd love them to do that. Imagine Kratos stomping around pyramids. Oh,
time traveling. Ports him back in time.
Get to Egypt, or maybe like China, just completely out of his, you know what I mean, out of his comfort zone. Because Norse and Greek gods pantheon is very similar. Like everyone fucking everything. London in the 70s.
Yeah, baby.
Oh God.
just putting it out there. God of War meets Sekiro. Send him to Japan.
Yeah. Oh, with the kaiju, not kaiju, yokai and stuff like that.
Yeah,
well, there probably would be a kaiju in it.
Yeah, that's semi-fantasy Japan that FromSoft seem to like doing.
Yeah, oh mate, yeah, that's cool. And I do like how it's explained that there's subtleties with that game. How it's explained how he can speak Norse and stuff like that, because he's been there ages, hasn't he? When the game starts, and he talks to Atreus, and he's saying like, your mother taught me how to speak in your mother tongue and stuff like that. It's like everything's just. Is it Neil Druckmann that directs these? I think it is.
Cory
Balrog.
Cory Balrog.
Balrog. I don't know what his name is.
You shall not pass.
That guy. He's got the attention to detail that they've put in this. Like, have you watched that documentary about the creation of it? It's on YouTube. It's what a risk they took. And I'm with you, Biggie. I'm pumped for number 2.
And it did surprise me that because of the success of the original games, I agree that it started to sort of die off a little bit. It was like, another God of War game. And then when this came out...
Then PSP ones were magic, though, weren't they? Remember them? They were magical, them.
So what you need to do, though, is if you're going to do a reboot, make sure you do a good one.
Yes.
I never played the original 3.
Oh, so good.
But I absolutely love this one. And I think it's similar to like Tomb Raider, wasn't it? It was just floundering a little bit, and we've released something. It's a new Tomb Raider, but it's starting again, and it's kind of what they did with the God of War. Even though the story
it's still a sequel, isn't it? But not.
Yeah,
it's like its own little thing. It's so clever.
And the boy's voice right at the beginning kind of annoyed me, because it's really difficult for a character that you're going to spend a whole game with not become annoying. Because it's obviously going to constantly have that narrative, but also when you're playing in the game, it's like, shoot over here, I'm over here, let's go up, let's go up here, sort of thing. But it kind of warmed to me in the end, and I'm now interested to see that relationship, obviously, with the
in the trailer, he's a bit older, isn't he?
Yes.
And he stands up to him as well, doesn't he?
Can you imagine fighting Kratos? Never in a million years. Split your skull.
I'd have a crack.
You'd have a crack.
But I think, boys...
Do you remember that Kratos versus Master Chief?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Oh, Master Chief would kill him with the sniper rifle." I'm like, "Fuck off!" I mean, I love Halo, but come on.
Kratos has had the sword of Zeus in his chest, and he walked out of it.
He's killed like every god
He crawled from the Hades
him.
itself.
A super soldier is not taking down Kratos.
Not a chance. Not a chance.
But yeah, again, that's what just made me think about it. Is I want to see what they're going to do with the combat this time, what's new, and then the battles. I mean, some of the stuff they've done in all the games, we just think they can't make this, big boss battle any brutal, bigger, and then, they fucking have.
What's really
like,
clever?
What are they going to do this time?
Like, they did something that God of War would have never done in the past. And it's a slight spoiler for the first 15 minutes of the game, where the first boss is, 1, really difficult, 2, just a man. Or what you assume to be just a man.
No, he's the second boss.
Is he the second boss? Oh, yes, he is the second boss.
First boss is like a tutorial
troll thing, isn't it? Yeah. But it's such a step up, isn't it?
Yeah, the strange man boss fight is incredible.
The camera work.
Yeah.
Was just
that's when it clicked for me. I was like, fuck. Whoa, this is because I died a few times on that boss.
Oh, yeah.
It's not an easy game, actually, to be fair.
Like, I played it on normal. I mean, I have since then beat it on hard, but fuck, that's like New Game Plus. That's with all the armor.
It was that boss fight that kind of sold me on it, because I bought the game when it originally came out, and I just didn't get on with it. Yeah, within an hour, but I wasn't in the mood for it, so I sold it on and bought it again later.
It's quite.
Yeah, and it was at the end of that boss fight. I was getting into it. I was really getting into it, and I was really starting to enjoy it. And then you got the ending of that fight where he kicks the strange man down a gorge, and then just launches this huge Manir on top of him, and just to definitely make sure he's dead. I'm like, yep, okay, I'm invested now. This is the game for me. Absolutely, give it to me.
It's a good advocate for like anger management as well.
I mean, it's excessive anger management. He does. I'm sure he feels better after he kills people. Like that.
I'm sure he does.
And a big shout out to the dwarves as well, the two brothers.
Findry or something like that. Sindri, and
they're so crazy, those two, but they're great fun.
Yeah, they're so good, and how they get the dwarfs right. Yeah, dwarfs are mystical creatures that can enter realms at will and stuff like that. It's so clever.
Well, depends on your mythology.
Yeah, yes, of course. But yeah, I'm with you, Biggie, on that one. Ragnarok. It can't be bad, can it? Don't
say that.
It can't. It can't. They know what they're doing.
Rock and Sindri is Oodles.
You are, mate.
I mean, even if it's more of the same, it'll be fine.
I'll take it.
They don't necessarily have to do anything groundbreakingly new. It'll still probably, if they do the same as they did last time, it's going to do well.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you haven't played the last game, you're a dick. It's so
play
good.
it on PS5 as well. It's free on the PS Plus collection, and the just fidelity mode that they've put in it and stuff. Fuck. It feels next gen.
It's PC as well.
Yeah, on PC. Yeah. It's God, it's so good. Any more before the honourable mentions, Biggie, that you're looking forward to? Or are we going to save it?
Same, mate. I've got a little list.
Excellent. Stig, you're looking forward to Hun?
Oh, we've touched on it already. I'm looking forward to Moon Knight and She-Hulk and Secret Invasion and Miss Marvel and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and Thor and Love and Thunder and Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Just to sound like a massive cliche.
We're not oversaturated at all.
I am looking forward to the MCU.
you are Kevin Feige's target audience, aren't you?
I'm his hype man. Even the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special.
Yes, mate. I recently watched it because I played the game again. I've got a new love for Guardians of the Galaxy because I really cast it aside when it first came out, but it's great, isn't it?
Do you want to know a little fact about Guardians?
Yes.
I found out this week. Gadget, you'll like this one. Glenn Howerton was the second choice behind Chris Pratt.
Glenn Howerton?
I would have liked that. I really would have liked that.
Who's Glenn Howerton?
Dennis from
Dennis
It's Always Sunny.
Yeah, Dennis on
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I think that would work.
He apparently was close to getting it until they cast Chris Pratt.
Was that on the Sony podcast?
No, just...
And Chris Pratt's in everything, isn't he? Oh, he's going to be.
I like him in that, though. He definitely plays the character.
Chris Pratt is good in Guardians, so I'm not going to complain because I think he does do a good job with it. But there's a few things I see Glenn Howerton coming in, and a few people think he should play Reed Richards.
That works.
I could see
He
him
looks a
doing
bit
that.
like him.
Yeah,
He does look like him.
I think that he should play Doctor Doom.
He'd do a very good Doctor
Danny
Doom.
DeVito could be Doctor Doom.
Unhinged. Just play him as unhinged Dennis. What you do, Doom? I need my tools.
So we cast Charlie Day as the Human Torch.
Oh, Charlie Day's MODOK.
Well, no, I'm just saying you just move the entire sort of Sonny cast into a
Sonny
Fantastic
cast,
Four.
Oh, yeah, that works.
But yeah, I'll touch on two things actually when I'm here, because we've already kind of talked about the MCU, but I'm absolutely buzzing for the MCU, and I'm not in the camp of, it's oversaturated.
It's undersaturated.
I did think I was getting that way. We had such a long gap between Spider-Man Far From Home and Black Widow, so 2 years to be exact.
Yeah.
We had no MCU really in terms of films. I didn't get on with Black Widow. It's
Did you not
fine.
like Shang-Chi?
It's not very good. Shang-Chi, I have my issues with. I enjoy it, and I think there's some really good things about it. I don't think it's as good as everyone
It's
says
not
it
at
is.
all, mate.
Eternals I've not seen, but I've not heard great things. And then Spider-Man came out, and it just got me hyped again. But it's Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's always going to win for me. Well, apart from
Yeah.
an amazing Spider-Man. But yeah, I was floundering a bit with those films and thinking, maybe I'm, everyone's loving Shang-Chi and I'm not, and maybe I'm.
Did you feel like there was something wrong with you? Because I did. I was like, why am I not loving Shang-Chi like everyone else?
Exactly. I was like, maybe I'm starting to feel
but then
that
I knew
fatigue,
I was correct because I didn't like the Eternals like everybody else.
I've heard good things about the Eternals from some people that I trust.
Okay.
So it comes out this week when this podcast comes out, so I'll probably talk about it on next week's podcast.
I want to hear your analysis of it.
But obviously, we had the TV stuff this year, and we've talked about this before. I loved WandaVision. I loved Loki. I was a fan of some of the What If episodes, and Hawkeye I loved. And the TV stuff is kind of killing it, and they're bringing all these new characters and the Secret Invasion and all that kind of stuff in for TV, and that's what I'm looking forward to in terms of how they're going to incorporate that into the films. And they've banged on about saying
at the minute.
It's massive. It's a massive arc. It's one of the biggest moments. It's going to be good.
They have talked about saying, you won't need to watch the Disney Plus shows to get to know what's going on with the films. That's bollocks, because in the trailer for Multiverse of Madness, they talk about what happens in WandaVision
stuff, isn't it? It's the sequel to WandaVision.
So if you haven't watched WandaVision, how the fuck are you going to know what they're talking about?
I agree, mate.
But yeah, again, and they've just announced a hell of a lot of new stuff as well on top of all this into 2023 and beyond. So yeah, I'm still hyped. I'm still on the Marvel MCU.
I'm with you, brother.
Train. We are planning to do spoiler specials for all these TV shows. Hopefully, never know. There's quite a lot coming out this year.
It could be the year me and Stig actually direct a Marvel show or film. The ME brothers, they'll call us.
Maybe we'll. There might be one of these shows where they just don't hit, and we're like, nah, let's not bother. But
I know it won't come this year, but maybe 2023, 2024, we'll get a Fantastic Four eventually. If they crush my dreams again for like a fifth time or fourth time, I'm just done. I'm done.
What's actually wrong with the Falcon and
it's boring.
the Soldier? Because I've not seen it.
It's boring, mate. It's about a man in his boat. It's not good.
Watch it and find out. It's literally in my bottom 3 MCU.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Which is a
It's
shame.
funny
as
how
well.
they fucked that up, really, isn't it?
It's all pandemic things.
You can see where arcs were supposed to go and they just didn't and stuff like that. It's
real Z tier villains.
Yeah,
and
it's
things
just not good, mate. Not good.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing Sam in Captain America and beyond. But yeah, the show just doesn't. Not great.
Ooh.
The other thing, though, that I'm really can't wait for is the final season of Better Call Saul.
Is that still going?
Because Better Call Saul is fucking incredible, and I'm going to put this out there. I think it's better than Breaking Bad.
There we go. Officially, it's been said.
There you go. Biggie agrees as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Breaking Bad, and I think Breaking Bad's great. Final season is a bit iffy, but Better Call Saul just hits so hard. It's so good. And I think a lot of people fell off it because, it's the prequel to Breaking Bad about Saul,
we know where
and
he's
how he
going to end
became
up and that.
who he was. And it starts off completely different to Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
left it for ages. I was really not interested at all.
it's like a family drama set in the world of like litigation and court and all that kind of crap and all these that kind of stuff going on. Whatever. And him being a bit dodgy. But then when it kind of starts to hit the Breaking Bad territory, when Gus comes into it, when the Salamancas come into it, and you start getting, and Mike comes into it, it's just, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Totally I do need a show to watch. It's on Netflix, isn't it? I might start that this week.
You won't regret it, honestly.
No, it's so good. There are some episodes in it.
I did like Breaking Bad a lot.
First early episodes are very slow, slow.
I'm just fine with that. Bear in mind, I'm a big fan of The Expanse. Every few episodes, every season of that is just a bit boring.
Yeah. I'm waiting for that to all come out. I'm going to binge it all. You know, the swordsman in, he's technically not a swordsman, but the guy in Jack in Hawkeye. Yeah. So Tony Dalton is in this playing Lalo Salamanca.
Is he now?
And he is absolutely amazing.
He's great anyway, isn't he?
Like, he's one of the best villains throughout the whole of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. He's just so unhinged, but you just don't know what he's going to do. You know how like Gus has that? He's unhinged, but he's controlled,
calm and mean.
And he's scary because he's so calm. Yeah, Lalo isn't like that.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to strap that on this week.
But at the end, I just want to see where we're at now at the end of the last series and where Saul is at the start of Breaking Bad. I just honestly can't wrap my head around how he gets from
I totally agree.
There to there.
Okay.
And
this is definitely the last one, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. And I really hope that they nail that.
Yeah, I'm going to get on that. When's it due out, the new series, then?
It is due very soon.
I might time it perfectly, then, if I start it all. You know how I can marathon stuff.
Season 6. Oh, God, it hasn't got a date next to it here on IMDb.
Oh, no.
And one of the best characters in the show is not in Breaking Bad, so it's like...
It's worth watching it, yeah.
It's like, what's happening, you know?
Exactly.
How does that happen?
I've seen critics saying it, like Stig, that they prefer it. I've seen loads of people on Twitter saying they prefer it. And it just didn't hit,
Bob Odenkirk, is it?
Yeah.
Is it Bob Odenkirk?
Big Bob.
He is just...
He's great anyway. He's just fantastic anyway.
He is, but I would still say he was quite an underrated actor until...
Well, he was a comedian for years, weren't he?
To me, it's just...
He used to write for The Simpsons.
There, you know?
Yeah, Simpsons, yeah. He was an SNL writer, I think, as well, I believe. That kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so you know he's very good in Breaking Bad as the character in this. Obviously, he's the spotlight and he's just so good. Apparently, first quarter of 2022. So, yeah, if you crack on watching it now...
perfect, won't it?
Then you'd be...
Because I don't know what's happened to Walking Dead. It's just stopped being on. I was watching that and then...
Mid-season break.
Yeah, but how big a break? It's like, it feels like a year.
It's usually like 3 months.
So
it's been longer.
One of the literally a day ago, one of the Salamanca twins, you know, the two lads who crawl in Breaking Bad, when they're introduced, just dropped it almost time.
Oh,
on his social
perfect
media,
timing then. Yeah, I'll start it this week.
It's coming very, very soon. And yeah, if you are a fan of Breaking Bad, I cannot stress enough, you should watch this show.
I needed some.
Yeah, just get through that first. I enjoyed the first few series because it's very different, but you aren't getting Breaking Bad.
I'm not going in thinking I'm going to get that initial break because Breaking Bad hooked me straight away. I'm just gonna go in open minded. I want to. Again, I'm years behind, but I just want to get in there and.
You will hit a point. You hit a point where it kind of enters that world when Saul. When Saul enters into that kind of world with Gus and the Salamancas and all that. That's kind of
cool.
And there's definitely some emotional moments in that show as well. Really tug at the feels.
I'm down to fuck with Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul. I'm down to it. I'm down for it. Let's do this. Excellent. I think we're only leaving one person out, aren't we? Gadget.
Yep.
I bet it's games, innit?
Well, first thing, we're going to talk about a film. So
what?
Fuck you.
Based on a game.
No. The film I'm most looking forward to this year, outside of kind of MCU stuff or stuff that's kind of already been brought up, is The Northman.
The Northman.
Yes.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh, what a man.
Yummy.
Yes, it's Robert Eggers' new film. It's very
Love
Viking,
Eggers.
very Viking-y. It's got Alexander Skarsgård and Ethan Hawke, Anya Taylor-Joy, Nicole Kidman, Claes Bang, Willem Dafoe again, and Lars Knudsen?
Knudsen.
York.
And Bjork.
York. Oh.
Yeah, she plays a
She's a
witch.
Viking. She's
I
a
like
Viking.
Bjork. She's cool.
I posted
cool
that
looking.
trailer weeks ago. You must check
I did.
that out.
I did
You
watch it,
haven't
and there was.
seen
I
Looks
couldn't
excellent.
get past the topless Skarsgård. I was like,
Oh, I love a Skarsgård.
it's the only reason I watched
Any
True
flavour
Blood.
Skarsgård, give it
Yeah.
to me.
But yeah, it's a Robert Eggers film. It's looks like it's washed out color tones,
I love Eggers.
Norse,
The Witch.
people getting
Lighthouse.
killed, topless Skarsgårds. Just what more do you want in life?
There isn't, is there really?
How good does that bit in the trailer look where that spear comes and he grabs it and twists it and throws it straight back? It's like, oh, it's so good. But this is so far away from the witch
Lighthouse.
the
Yeah.
lighthouse.
You spilled your beans, boy.
Someone's giving him a
Oh yeah,
budget.
there is money here. I mean, this is who's made it? It's Focus Features, I think it is.
Yeah.
I can't see who's actually putting it out. Who the distributor is, but yeah, it looks great.
It's not
It's
A24.
super high budget. It's got the look of an epic about it. I'm assuming it's probably going to run 2.5, nearly 3 hours long, just by the look of it. You know, it looks like it's going to be a fucking long film.
There's going to be shots of nothing, just scenery, isn't there?
There's
I'm up
there's
for
going to be
that.
tension.
I'm up
There's
for
going
it.
to be battles. Yeah, it's great.
I like The Revenant, actually. A lot of people slagged that off.
The Revenant?
I enjoyed that movie in the cinema.
Oh, yeah. That's a film with just backdrops, isn't it?
That's what I
Pretty,
mean.
innit?
Just to sit there and soak it in. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, also didn't realize that Robert Eggers is remaking Nosferatu.
Yes. I mentioned that in the Discord.
Mm.
Nobody listens to me.
I just hadn't spotted it. Yeah, that'll be interesting as well. Just I like the visual style of his films.
I like Eggers because he's not scared of like just keeping the camera on someone's face while they go insane. it's just he's got away with like dialogue as well. That's
Yeah.
just I can't remember in the trailer. Are they speaking English in the trailer?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'd love it if they just spoke
I think
Norse
they
all the
will.
way through it.
No, because you've got Anya Taylor-Joy, Ralph,
Oh,
Ineson,
right,
and
yeah.
Kate Dickie, Willem Dafoe. They'll just put accents on,
Yeah,
won't they?
Scandinavian accents. Yeah.
I bet Ralph Ineson is an
Yeah, no,
absolute
the speaking
bastard in
English.
this film.
I've just pulled up the
Because he is
trailer.
in everything.
All right, that's fair enough. Fair enough then. But it'd be cool to see a Norse cut where they're all just speaking. Just for that. Do you know, like the Witch was ye old English colonialist, weird. Like my missus watched it and she was like, "What are they
Such
saying?"
A cool movie.
Yeah.
Even with subtitles on.
Such a good movie.
Like,
that.
frightening.
I'm also looking forward to, for very different reasons, Moonfall.
Moonfall.
Yes, that's in my
It
list
looks
as
so
well.
bad.
How mental is that?
Can't wait to see this.
Moonfall. You need to explain to me what Moonfall is.
Okay, so
Moon equals
Yeah.
bad.
so I'm on movie.
Is it a
Insider.
werewolf film?
No, I'm on Movie Insider here, and I'm just going to give you like the little one paragraph that they've got.
Watch the trailer later.
In Moonfall, a mysterious force knocks the moon from its orbit around Earth and sends it
No.
hurtling on a collision course with life as we know it. With mere weeks before impact and the world on the brink of annihilation, NASA executive and former astronaut Joe Fowler, Academy Award winner Halle Berry, is convinced she has the key to saving us all. But only one astronaut from her past, Brian Harper, played by Patrick Wilson, and a conspiracy theorist, Casey Houseman, John Bradley from Game of Thrones, believes her. These unlikely heroes will mount an impossible last-ditch mission into space, leaving behind everyone they love, only to find out that our moon is not what we think it is.
This has got Michael Bay written all over it.
No, Roland Emmerich.
Oh! Independence Day.
Now watch the trailer later.
Emmerich
You'll
is
love
back.
it. Trust me.
Oh,
the
God.
trailer does have that immortal line where the spaceship is just floating in blackness. And, are we dead? No, we're in the moon.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's
I
a
told
scene
you,
of the
moon
moon
equals
scraping
bad.
the earth.
What was Roland Emmerich's
It's
last film? Was
incredible.
it Independence Day 2? Which was shocking.
I don't think he did that one. That was
Midway.
fucking
One of the
awful,
worst
wasn't
films I've
it?
ever seen.
So
Midway
bad.
was his last film, but then
Midway's
Independence
not
Day
bad,
Resurgence
actually.
was before.
Oh, did he do
Yeah,
that
he did
one?
Midway.
Jesus.
I liked Midway.
No, Independence Day
He
2.
did. He's also doing
so
Independence Day 3.
No, we don't need. Independence Day 2 is basically it's like
Requiem.
Halo. It's set in the stupid future.
So, also, when it comes to Roland Emmerich films, I love the way he titles his films. So we have Independence Day 3, Emergence, Singularity, Foundation. All films are in development, and also he's redoing Stargate.
Oh no! Don't touch Stargate.
I like Stargate.
Stargate's great.
Like it.
I love Stargate.
But So Roland
It's all
Emmerich.
America based, yeah.
Yep.
Because the end of the world always is in America.
Apart from having Sam Tarley in it.
Oh, it's subtitled. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Ah,
That's John Bradley.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks really cheap and shite, and I
The
mean,
moon is our biggest enemy.
yeah, and lots of scenes of like the moon getting close to Earth and like debris coming down from space and wrecking cities and shit. You know, that kind of shit Roland Emmerich likes to do.
I want to see Professor Brian Cox analyse the science behind this film.
There is a scene in Teen Titans Go TV show where they go back in time to the dinosaur age and they see the comet coming towards Earth, and the comet has a face just going towards the Earth. That is what I imagine the moon is going to be in this film.
It's the moon from Majora's Mask, isn't it?
Yeah.
I was going to say Majora's Mask. It's actually crying when he comes crashing down. It's really sad.
The other film that I'm interested in seeing, and I think it might be because I love the source material, but it might also be just because I think it'll be a bit of a train wreck, but also I love Tom Holland. It's Uncharted. I actually kind of want to see it.
Yeah.
I watched the recent trailer
That'd be terrible.
and I smiled.
That's
all I want.
Was that because Sully had a mustache in it?
Yeah.
Yes, it
Because he says,
has.
aren't you a little old, young to be working behind a bar? And I just smiled. I was like, okay.
I bet that's the end of the film.
Probably,
I bet that's the end of the film,
The film
too.
ends with him having a
He laughs
mustache.
as he goes, what's that on your face?
Like the mates already.
Yeah.
I did smile at that trailer, and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to waste a cinema trip on it. I never will.
I don't think it's going to be any good, but I kind of want to see it just to see what
it's like,
comes out
like
of
I
it.
did with that. It was so okay that I forgot its name. It's the rock one where he's down a river.
Jungle Cruise.
I smiled at that, but it's not a good film.
No.
I smiled.
Like that, in a shitty, like,
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, that's what I
film
mean.
setting,
And it's
which is-
Uncharted.
Yeah.
It could become a franchise.
And lastly, of course, I'm going to talk about one video game, the only game I'm playing this year, Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
I knew you were going to do it.
That's why I didn't say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, back end of February. It's coming out from Software, directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki. I've already played it. I've been in the network test. I already know it's going to be
Pre-ordered
incredible.
on every console and platform available.
I actually have pre-ordered on both Xbox, on both PlayStation and PC.
I know you would.
but only because I'm streaming it on release.
The patrons
And
want it. Yeah.
The patrons have asked for it, so I'm going to do it.
Yep.
I'll be shite because it always takes me a little while to get into a new Souls game.
Yeah.
Like, it usually takes me a week or two of failing
The
consistently.
rhythms are
until I
different every time, aren't they?
Yeah, you've got to quote unquote get the game.
Yeah.
And some
I want that game, but do I want that game?
you want that game.
You want that game,
I mean,
mate?
for some people, it kind of clicks immediately. Like, I mean, when I got Dark Souls 3, because I played so much Bloodborne leading up to that one, I just fell into it straight away.
Yeah, it was surprisingly easy, wasn't it? 3.
Yeah.
Especially straight away after Bloodborne, because I thought Bloodborne was rock hard.
Yeah, but 2 and Bloodborne took me ages to get the hang of.
Yeah.
I still kind of haven't got the hang of Sekiro. I know you say it's the easiest one, but it still just outfoxes me all the time.
It depends if you've got Honor, that's the difference.
Yeah, possibly.
And I don't.
So, but yeah, it's the game I've been looking forward to for the longest time, and it's also going to mark a very, very unique milestone of George R.R. Martin finishing a project.
Yeah, rarely ever seen, if ever.
He finished a blog post the other day,
way.
though, which is impressive.
Yeah, but
yeah.
but we're just talking about American football again.
I like there was a comment about him saying how excited he is about Elden Ring coming out, and I'm thinking, is that just marketing speak? Do you have any idea how games work?
I watched the beta test and watched people. The dialogue and stuff is very not 100% from Software. You can tell the roots are there from Martin. There is a difference in the gadget. You can feel
sort of.
the tweaks to.
I think unlike most From Software games, I think it's been written in English first rather than Japanese first.
Yeah.
And I think that's the difference. But I don't think Martin hasn't written the dialogue.
Has he not?
No,
maybe they've just matured.
Maybe. George R.R. Martin's done all the world lore and the backstory.
Right.
But the actual scenario story and dialogue, that's all kind of Miyazaki's team. But I think it's been written in English first this time because all your horses here, there's lip syncing in it.
No way.
Yeah.
The characters actually move their mouths.
Yeah, characters move their mouths.
I've never noticed it in Dark Souls because I'm generally
Andre moves his mouth, doesn't he? Andre moves his mouth. I think
not in time with what he's saying.
No, he's the only one his mouth moves in the game.
But Elden Ring, I can't wait for it. It's going to absolutely slap, and it's probably going to keep me going for a lot of this year.
I can't see myself buying another game full price for a long time after this. I've got my little indie darlings coming that I've got my eye on and stuff like that, and this is going to be a beast, isn't it? It's going to be massive.
Absolutely.
I've saved some Christmas money for my PSN account. I don't know whether to pre-order that or not.
I think you need to play more of the other games, mate. Just crack on.
Yeah. By the time you get through all the other Souls games anyway, you'll be able to pick it up cheaper.
Yeah, you'll be burnt out if you just play it. Yeah, just...
Also, you might get to the end of Dark Souls and might just decide, no, I'm done with this
style
of game.
Yeah.
Like, I know loads of...
No, don't get me wrong, I enjoy the game. I hate it as well.
Well, no, but I know quite a few people who've played one of the Souls games or just Bloodborne and have no interest in the rest of the series.
Plus, Biggie, you're playing it wrong. You're playing it once a week.
I know.
He's not playing it at all at the minute. He needs to get back
That's
to
what
that
I mean.
one.
I'm on it tomorrow night.
You have to get used to the controls every single time you're playing it again. So you're at a disadvantage every single week.
I know I am.
You poor thing. You'd in real time, you'd have beat it in about a week, 2 weeks. I know you would, because I've seen your play style, and it's surprisingly competent.
Wow, thank you.
That's all you're getting out of me on that. Yeah, Elden Ring. Elden
Ring.
It's going to be, if you're not in our Discord, it's going to be the Elden Ring month, isn't it? Mainly all of March is just going to be Elden Ring.
There'll be a thread for that.
There already is an Elden Inn that we've got ready for it for the chatter. It's just going to be huge. And yeah, Gadget's going to stream it for us all. I bet, I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to play it on his own, on his PlayStation, and then he's going to stream it on PC. Are you going to blind play for everyone? What are you going to do?
I'm thinking so. If I'm probably going to blind play on day one.
And then just do what you need to do.
Yeah, and then just play around on the PS5 downstairs, and then when it comes to
maybe do
streaming,
2 different builds, something like that.
Yeah, that's what it'll probably be. Probably one magic user. I'll probably do a magic user for the stream.
Yeah, it's interesting magic. Yeah, it's more fun.
Yeah.
What about someone that's very quiet at the bottom of my screen? Stiggy.
He's not bothered about Elden Ring.
Nah.
I don't know.
I think if he should...
It's open world.
I think if he were to play one, he should play Sekiro.
Got other stuff to play.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 11.
Do you need to get back on that?
How far have you got, by the way?
I haven't played any since.
Oh.
This is the podcastle.
Fantastic. Still.
You playing other stuff?
You don't know. With that game, though, he's not going to forget the controls. He can just go straight back into it.
True.
And there's a recap every time you turn it on.
To be honest, since then, I've been watching a lot of more stuff.
I've been doing more watching than playing.
I haven't really played much games, and the only thing I have played a lot of is Halo, so...
It's not your thing either, is it, Candy? Or are you tempted by the open world side?
I am very... On paper,
Tempted
it's my kind of game, but I've never played a Souls game, and I know I'll be shite at it. So I'm interested in the concept, and I'm really excited to watch Gadget stream it. Yeah.
Looking at the beta test, this looks surprisingly more accessible. I don't want to say the word easier, but it looks like there are ways to... There's quality of life stuff. There's checkpoints and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of quality of life stuff. It is not easier.
Oh, yeah.
You walk out of the opening cave, you get to the first bonfire, you don't have a crestfallen bro, you've got a guy that tells you to go and die in a ditch. And then you walk onto the first plane and you meet your first wandering mini-boss, who is basically Gyobu from Sekiro, who flattens you instantly.
Is Gyobu. Yes.
Yeah.
I did cheat, though. I did watch Farty Video play it.
Yeah, I watched Farty Video play it. It didn't fucking help.
But yeah, I'm pumped for it. I'm pumped for it.
Me too.
I
So
can't
excited.
wait. Like, if you're not into Elden Ring or Souls or anything like, you need to mute some words on Twitter for a long time, guys.
You just need to mute me from around the end of February onwards.
Well, do you know what? I'm actually excited for how excited other people are. Like, it's not something
It's
that I'm going to
infectious,
play.
isn't it? When people are buzzing.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch people play it for sure because I want to know what it's all about. And everything,
I've been sat here dead jealous that everyone's
me.
buzzing off Halo, and I got rid of my Xbox like a week before Halo came out. I'm like, what have I done? What have I done?
Fool of
We'll
a
see
took.
how much your crypto's worth at the end of the show. You might be able to afford another Xbox.
Speaking of which, before we go into the user
Crypto
segment, it's time
check.
for Crypto Kenny.
CryptoKenny's crypto update.
Let's see.
You're going to do a theme tune.
355. It's gone up.
Ooh.
It's gone up.
Hey.
So, yeah. But yeah, let's move on to what our listeners are looking forward to with the heaving sack. I don't think it's heaving that much this week, is it? Everyone's still a bit knackered from Christmas.
Everyone's a bit spent, I think.
Yeah.
Leroy Francisco has come in saying, I'm sure it's a heartbreak for Stig as well. This won't happen, but the next Song of Ice and Fire book, it's got to come out sooner or later.
Even I've caught up. I've caught up with them. I'm ready for this next book.
The fuck is that coming out? Honestly, ridiculous. I saw a video of him the other day interviewing Stephen King, and he was just like, "Oh, how do you get books out so quick?" Stephen King's like, "Well, I set myself targets, and I sit down and I make sure that I write when I've got a book. I write at least 10 pages a day, and I work
And a
on
lot
it.
of cocaine.
King did like
10
cocaine.
pages a day." And yeah, no, this is like now and like what he's doing now and stuff. But yeah, it's just like the guy sets himself a target. It's like, yeah, maybe you should do that, George. And then he starts going, yeah, but then you get. He's there going, yeah, you get a bit of a block, and you start checking your emails, and you look at this and look at that. It's like, so he's just procrastinating.
He's listening to this, isn't it? This show, George, just come on,
blame him.
Crack on. It's been 10 years now.
If I'm caught up, there's a problem, George.
There's 3 book series that I'm just waiting on the next book, and they've all been nearly, I think 2 of them at 10 years, and one's at 5 or 6 years now.
Oh dear. Leroy goes on to say, if not that, we have Breath of the Wild 2 and Starfield.
Yeah, but
I don't think Breath of the Wild 2 is this year. I think that one's going to get pushed to next year as well.
On the Switch too.
Yeah, well, I was listening to the Back Page pod today, and they were saying it's going to get delayed. It's going to be slated for the end of this year, and it'll get delayed because they'll realise that they can't make it run on the current Switch, so it needs to be the next Switch.
It's going to be cross-gen. The Switch version's going to be shite.
Yeah,
it's God. Don't hold your horses on that one. I'm buzzing for Breath of the Wild 2. I love that first one. Loved it.
Rob Shack has said, "Happy New Year, you beauties. This year I'll be mostly looking forward to the Steam Deck console.
Oh, yeah.
I already have buyer's guilt and I haven't even bought it, but I'm hoping it'll help me play through the huge catalogue of free PC games I've picked up over the years."
I cancelled my pre-order.
I'm hoping this too, but it probably won't. I still have my pre-order.
Stig is the absolute master of hype killer, isn't he?
I don't think that I'll get through the games. I just think it'll end up just sitting there like my Switch does half the time. But unless I can get Game Pass,
then you're laughing, aren't you?
Now, if Game Pass runs on that
Xbox
thing, then that is just amazing. I can sit in bed and play.
I mean, literally
games.
5 minutes after they get released into the wild, someone will have Game Pass.
I reckon it'll be first week.
Of course it will, because it's open
source. Yeah.
They said if you want, you can install Windows on it.
It'll be first week.
So yeah, I currently have it as a pre-order. I'm down as quarter 2.
Yeah, which is
potentially I might be pushed back to quarter 3 now. So I have time to cancel it if I want. If at least the first load are going to come out, and I can see reviews and get word from other people I know who are getting it.
So I did look into this. So what are they doing? They just split release schedules for
some people have got them already
or something.
No, many developers and stuff. No one not like general public.
Yeah, not influencers like us.
No.
So they just spread it out over this year, then, is it?
It's basically a queue system. So
you didn't want to do the PS5 thing.
Yeah,
they did the normal thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
queue
a queue
system. I think everything should be like that.
So it came up on Steam. You put in, it was like a $5 or something to put your pre-order on, or a $10, and then they said you'll get one in quarter 1 2022 or quarter 2 2022, and you just went into the queue and you will get yours in the order that you got your order in. And
what a perfect system,
isn't it?
It's funny how these things work, isn't it?
And anyone who has tried to sell their thing on has been banned from Steam. So.
Yeah.
Good.
And eBay as well, actually. They get banned from eBay.
It's so humbling to see. It's like, Steam, huge company, Valve, massive company, and they've done it right. And I regret cancelling my pre-order because I sold my Xbox, cancelled my pre-order, and then I got a job where I can afford it now. Like, fuck.
They'd be right. Just wait and see. Like, I'm still not 100% sure whether I'll keep mine. It's £4 the pre-order was. If I cancel £4, I'm not going to cry about it.
£4.
Yeah.
One less coffee. But yeah, that's going to be good.
John Cheatham has said, Happy New Year, you lovely lot. Most looking forward to in 2022, and I take it this is in terms of media, as number one will be another year with my wife and kid. No.
Oh, God, you soppy fart.
Just don't listen to it, John. Like, come on.
There's Elden Ring coming out soon, which I'm sure will consume me and many others in a world of cryptic NPC muttering and terrifying boss fights.
I am looking forward to John's screenshot analysis because he's really good at analysing little things, isn't he? Like he did with the Dishonored. Like, I'm not a Dishonored fan, but I loved his little Dunwall Diaries thing that he did and stuff like that. I'm looking forward to all that. Because he's quite analytical.
He is. He's very good like that. He then goes on to say the obsession will barely be easing off when the Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak DLC hits in the summer. So there's probably another year of playing Japanese action RPGs to the exclusion of almost anything.
The man's got taste.
There's also a new Amorphous album in February, and ever since Tommy Jostin, I think that's how you say his name, joined, they haven't made an album that's less than fantastic. I'm stoked for more lavishly produced and manful Finnish melodic metal.
He's such a mosher as well.
He's a bit of everything, He's a good lad.
Yeah, he likes his hip-hop as well.
Angry Kurt, or Captain Sweariker himself. Don't know who added that to the notes, but I'm going with it.
It's truth.
He says, Happy New Year to you all. The thing I'm looking forward to most this year is the Steam Deck. Providing it works as intended, I think it'll end up replacing my Switch as the go-to handheld. That'll be because the power to play higher spec games like Death Stranding, the fact that I've got an extensive Steam library full of games I've not touched, and because games on Steam are often cheaper, even at full price compared to their Switch equivalent, let alone when they're on sale. I mean, that's true, because you, Oodles, you bought a Loop Hero for £13 and I bought it for £7.
Yeah, but it's worth every pound.
I got it for free.
Yeah. In terms of games, there's Breath of the Wild 2. Should it make this year?
He knows.
But other confirmed 2022 titles I can't wait for include Gotham Knights, Hogwarts Legacy.
What the hell is Hogwarts Legacy?
It's a big open world RPG
set in Hogwarts.
Oh.
That'll not come out this year. Sorry, I'm bursting your bubble again. Not a chance that comes out this year.
Doof, doof.
However, the most anticipated is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Personally, I think it looks good now, which I know is against what one of the hosts thinks, but I have full trust in Rocksteady to deliver. I just hope it's catered to the single player.
It's going to be a service game.
Movie-wise, I can't wait for Licorice Pizza, which I think you saw today.
Oh, it looks good. It looks really good.
And the new Damien Chazelle film called Babylon.
Yes, that's the film I was talking about on our Spider-Man podcast where I said that Tobey Maguire was in a film coming up.
Oh, right.
He's in that.
Oh, all that's known is that it's set in period Hollywood and stars Brad Pitt, Margot Robbie, and Tobey Maguire.
Oh,
cannot wait.
Fucking I'm in.
That's a cast, isn't it?
It's like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again.
Damien Chazelle is so good. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well.
And last up, we have Ray. I always like when Ray emails. So Happy New Year. Among the goodies 2022 may be offering, I found the news of the Halo TV series caught my eyes first.
Sorry, I don't know how That's so disrespectful.
That really was. Ray's he's took the time to email into our poxy little podcast show, and you're just giggling at the fact
other
that
people.
You're giggling at the fact that he's interested in the Halo TV series.
I'm giving them back their bomb.
Digging it in.
Let's go.
He says, I still remember picking up The Fall of Reach at a bookstore and got sucked into the universe. There's so much to explore outside the Master Chief's heroic adventures, and I'm happy to see the series come true after years of rumours and speculations. Speaking of games, I'm excited by Total War Warhammer 3. You and me both, Ray. Although many of my fellow historical Total War fans have very mixed feelings towards this fantasy title, I think the previous two games were genius mashups of two franchises. Plus, I would love to travel to the land of the Ogre Kingdoms and Grand Cathay after they sit on the bench of the Warhammer lore for so long. Lastly, I'm looking forward to watching the new Batman movie and the Uncharted adaptation on the big screens. I cannot wait to see the Dark Knight return to his natural habitat and the birth of a great adventurer.
Where are they?
That's on my honourable mentions, Batman.
Yeah, same.
So
Have you seen the images they released today?
Yes. Yep. Fuck.
The Riddler and
Penguin looks so good. Riddler.
I like the Riddler because, like, I don't want a guy running around in a green suit with question marks all over him and a bowler hat and a
Yeah,
cape.
it's the Grant Morrison Riddler. It's cool. Anything he touches is gold.
Also, there's definitely something else going on in that film outside of them two
100%.
villains.
Oh,
I'm convinced. And I hope it's not Joker.
I hope he pans around, turns around, it's like, hello, brother. It's Bane. The fire rises.
Tom Hardy's Bane sets
on his
through a portal. It's the multiverse in DC. Waka waka.
That's what I want.
He just turns around. There's Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder holds up a hand and everything goes into slow motion.
We are a society.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Good picks. And we're going to do his honourable mentions in the after show. But we have
got to pay for it.
I forgot.
Socials.
I haven't done this in a long time. We got the socials, and our little socialite is going to tell you those.
Okay.
It's been less than a month, Oodles. What's wrong with
it? Feels like a lifetime. It's been 84 years.
84 years. That line doesn't make any sense. How old is she meant to
102?
be? Fuck off. Stupid woman throwing that in the sea.
It's the way she throws it as well.
We've already agreed. Titanic's not a good film, guys.
Anyway, socials. So the best place to find it is our website,
It's been 84 years, hasn't it, Candy?
And I've just opened my second can of wine.
Yeah.
That's right, can of wine.
Can of wine.
Yeah, oh yeah,
She's working class.
Excellent.
Ooh.
This is a sunny moment, isn't it, Stig?
It's from Nando's.
I always like a bag of wine, but a can, now that's classy.
I think
Gang
so.
drinks a can of wine.
I have poured it out into a glass, though. I'm not an absolute heathen. Come on now. Right, anyway.
I mean,
you can find us on our website, which is modernescapism.co.uk.
Right.
On there, you can find a link to all of our socials, contact details, and our merch store. If you have any comments or feedback for our bulging sack, you can fill out a form on our website, tweet us, or email us on modernescapismpod@gmail.com. We've also got an amazing Discord server if you'd like to join our community. Just join us for a chat. We're always
obsessed
on there.
with pegging lately,
talk
isn't
about
it?
The podcast. There's a lot of pegging going on.
It's not come from me. It's very suspicious. Mm.
You just can't control our community.
No, they're animals.
They can't be contained. If you enjoy Twitch and want to keep us company while playing some games, you can find us on twitch.tv/modernescapism. The best place to find our schedule at the moment is probably Twitter, because we're a little bit loosey-goosey with our schedule. I don't know if we're going to maybe make it a bit more of a proper schedule again. We'll see. We'll probably figure that out in the next couple of weeks, I would think. But for now, we're just playing it loosey-goosey. So stick to Twitch or stick to Twitter or Discord, or even better, if you can give us a like on Twitch, you'll see when we're going online, and we all play different things. So there's a little something for everyone.
I have bought a PS5 camera, so I've got no excuse now.
You literally have no excuse.
I kept it quiet, but I've got one. Oh dear.
Oh, what's your first game going to be?
Dark Souls done in one evening.
We've already told you about our Patreon, so if you're feeling generous and want to give us a bit of extra support so we can continue to bring you new content, please consider subscribing on patreon.com/modernescapism. Any contributions are really, really welcomed. And if you want to support us in a non-financial way, which is just as good, not quite as good, but almost, leaving us a 5-star review wherever you can makes a massive difference. And I think Spotify have just released a review section. Is it review?
Yeah, you have to have listened to the podcast for a certain amount of minutes, and then you can review it. Because at first I was like, I can't review it. And then I realised I've been listening to those podcasts I wanted to review on Pocket Casts. So I had to listen to them again a little bit, which was nothing wrong with that. And then you can review it.
So you can catch up on our older episodes as well. And then if you can give us a 5-star review, that would be absolutely splendiferous. Next week, as Oodles said, we're changing up the format ever so slightly. Not a huge change, but every week one of us is going to be more of a co-host with Oodles. So with that in mind, next week Gadget's going to be taking the reins, and we're going to be talking about genres we want to see cowgunned.
He's bringing out the cowgun this early in the year.
I mean, you might as well start how you intend to go on, you know.
With a cowgun.
Which is one of the signature weapons of the show.
We're going to rant, aren't we? Basically.
Oh, MCU.
Oh, you can stop that, or you're getting cowgun, boy.
Fast car movies.
Yeah, big time.
Vin Diesel. A genre.
The genre of Vin Diesel.
Is he?
No one check out Vin Diesel's songs in the Discord.
Oh, God, so good. It's not to step into your topic there, Gadget. Is it all media? Is it genres and all media? Yeah. Okay, cool. So we can get rid of first-person shooters once and for all. I'm joking.
And then we'll get rid of
if you can put up a good argument as to why you would cowgun.
I wouldn't, mate. I wouldn't. I'm pro gamer now. Remember? Well, I used to be last year anyway. Crypto king now.
Oodles will try and cowgun something that he actually loves.
Work my way back.
Try and spin it, and then realise
I'm terrible at arguments, so this is going to be good.
Or he'll just pick something he's incapable of arguing
something
about.
I've not actually touched ever.
No.
You're like dancing games. Like, I just want to cowgun them. Have you ever done it? No. Yeah.
So if there's any genre you want to cowgun, get your feedback in. Find us on the website.
Just one last thing for a little bit of hype as well. If you have been enjoying Do Dragon Streamer Scorched Sheep, there is the bonus listener one-shot coming out tomorrow as you listen to this.
Oh my God, I haven't heard that.
Quick.
I was watching from backstage and it's so much fun.
Yes.
I was watching it, then I dropped my phone in the toilet.
Sounds about right for you. But yes, it's a little one-shot adventure where I take 4 of our listeners on a little dungeon crawling adventure. And it was a lot of fun and chaotic and involves a lot of thrown shoes.
Is that free to everyone as well?
It's free to everyone as well,
We
yeah.
are the kindest podcast.
We literally are the best
my
podcast.
God.
Just banging out all this free content.
God, we could charge a $5 for that.
I know we could.
Unbelievable. But yeah, it's gonna be hype. So get ready for that. We're all in the dark on this one, apart from the people that participated in it. So can't wait for that one.
The audience know more than you do.
So weird. But yeah, that is the show. I don't normally end these very well, so I'm going to continue to do that this year. I've not learned.
How did you retrieve your phone?
I just pulled it out and then washed my phone because it's waterproof.
Did you wash your hands?
No, there's still toilet mucky from yesterday. I'm joking. Okay. Of course I did.
Fair enough.
Look at my hair. I've been in the shower and everything.
Did you not carry on watching, or was it a shit reception?
I just stopped anyway. It was a good excuse to turn it off.
Not on with not finishing the shows. We just had a listen back to how we ended the Patreon Christmas special. That was
I can't remember that.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I listened back. Gadget played it back to us on one the other day, and I was just like, it's so good. I just had to literally cut him off, and he was trying to stop. I was just like rolling through, going, "Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Goodbye, everyone." And he was like, "No, I'm trying
I was doing
to
that Grandad in the working men's club, just absolutely repeating myself constantly. Awful. But yes,
You are the Grandad in the working
I am.
man's club.
If you are not a patron, this is it for you. But patrons, meet us around the back, and good night.
I don't know why I'm waving, I can't fucking see.